I'm sorry. Michael's all the way over there. What is going on, my good people? What is going on? I am sorry. I am an hour and 5 minutes late now. I said I was gonna start at 12, but that did not happen. That did not happen. For the reason I was actually on Bean's channel last night. Then I didn't get off until 6:30. I had to. My body, my brain, eyeballs was not working anymore. I couldn't stay up anymore. Uh, yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I ain't gonna lie. I just knew I wasn't gonna get up at 12 once I left. Once I didn't leave his channel until fucking 6:30. I knew it was a wrap already. But we're here nonetheless. We're trying to make this a quick one so I can get up out of here by at least at the latest 3:30. I want to go hit some golf balls with the boy, even though he's getting on my nerves today already, and I ain't even been up but a couple hours. I don't even think I've been up for an hour yet, but yeah, I want to go do that. So trying to get up out of here at 3:30 at the latest. I got some short ones, got a couple long ones, and yeah, we're gonna go from there. Mate, why the fuck is this stupid thing still flaming? And I can't even turn it off. Son of a bitch! I can't even. Hold on, let me see if I can text my wife because I don't even have my phone. I don't have my phone in there. Texting myself. Hold on one second.
You struggle streaming today, sir.
Oh my gosh, I don't have my phone. I can't even turn this shit off.
What was going on Bean's channel last night?
He's the same old rigmarole. We're talking about difference between capitalism and communism and whatever. Same thing.
Oh,
Actually, it was great conversation. Let's say it wasn't that bad. We had it was me, Beans, uh, Paulo, which is actually pretty. This is the first time I've been on the second time I've been on the stream with him. We had this dude Aaron, who was actually a great debater. Aaron O was up there, and there was one other one I can't remember his name. Am I missing someone? I don't remember. But there's a lot of people that came up, but yeah, Beans is a fucking communist because he kept saying it. I believe in the community. Like, yeah, but what they want is shit to be in an element of what he wants is everyone to be equal as far as that, and everyone do everything for the community. But what happens when real life sets in? You know what I'm
oh,
saying?
show me one thing in nature that's equal.
That, that was kind of my argument yesterday, but my argument went to the human aspect of it. When you throw
Sh-
humans inside of anything,
show
nothing's
me
equal.
two. Show me two humans that are equal.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Because what I say, the way they're saying it, oh yeah, you can make it happen easily. Yeah, that sounds good. It sounds good until you put humanity in it. Once humanity is involved in anything,
Yeah, but you literally there, and I forget what book it is, right, or what movie it was, where they tried to make everybody equal, right?
Atlas Shrugged.
No, no, no.
That was one too.
Yeah, but no, they actually physically impaired people
Hmm.
to make them equal to others.
That would be a good video for him to
Like
watch.
if you could run faster, they put weight on your shoes until you could no longer run that fast.
That would be fucking
I mean,
insane.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, if you can
You know,
find it,
it's
let
an
me
old
know. We'll
black and
watch
white
that
movie
shit.
from like the 50s, but
Oh damn, he said 50s.
yeah,
Holy shit! It's one of
you
those
know,
movies.
like
Huh?
like because some people don't see as good as others, they gave people glasses
That hindered their vision.
that hindered their vision.
That's crazy. Mm. Funny, but crazy. What the fuck is going on with my? Okay, there you go. Man, it's just a long night. It's pretty much Wrestler JQ, Uncle Tom, Mayo. What's up, Locksmith Germany? I had to leave. Beans was giving me a fucking headache. I give it to you. It takes a like I said, I already knew the way he was gonna argue with. I already knew the way he was gonna argue with, You gotta let the shit happen. So I wasn't against it. It was to me. That was the first time I stayed up past 5 o'clock. I'll give you that much since Fight Club ended. Yeah, and I could have stayed more if I wanted to, but my eyes were not working. I ain't gonna lie. I was up here trying not to fall asleep. I was like this and shit. But yeah, it was one of those nights. But Bean traps the conversation. Yes, he hinders the conversation because the stipulation he puts on something. He forces you into that's what it is. Man-made media. That's what his channel was. But he uh he traps the conversation. The man-made media was it was giving him the argument himself. And at the end he had to realize is that that's what Beans does. He makes sure the argument is trapped in one way to allow him to win. If you
No,
really
and to appear more intelligent than anybody else.
I wouldn't say that because there was a lot of people on there that he had to concede a lot of shit to. So it wasn't like he was to me. It wasn't like he was winning the argument. So, but it was a good conversation nonetheless. I'm always game for the goddamn the conversation of anything. I'm not gonna turn down any conversation, but at least one that's good. I do turn down conversations all the time. I want to stick around with something that's good, where I'm not the only one trying to defend some shit, and I wasn't. So it is what it is. I didn't have time to watch it. When I woke up, it was 9 hours in. Yeah, it was. It was. It was a long one, bro.
Yeah.
But
The name of the movie is Harrison Bergeron.
yeah,
I'll
but
put it in chat for everybody. And there's a new take on it called 2081
2080. Okay.
that I haven't seen yet.
Tom was up late last night. I was up late this morning. What's up, Nidus? How you doing, my good brother? So we can get into this. Like I said, I'm trying to be done by what I say, 3:30 at least at the latest.
3:30.
I got to get some golf balls in today. And today is more towards family oriented court. I don't have any outstanding jigaboos fighting shit. It's more of the fuckery of men and why most men should not get married, I guess, or at least have kids by these hoes. I don't know what's wrong with my algorithm. They keep putting these supreme family ones in my algorithm, so forces me to watch them because I'm one of those that listen to shit. So, as a matter of fact, most of the judges today I fucking hate. Well, my let me see him. I don't
Oh, well.
like. Yeah, I don't like him. Don't like that motherfucker. Yep, same bitch. Let's see. That's a
Oh, dude,
different judge.
they're so
And
pro female, it's pathetic.
this one is this guy was pretty decent. The first time I watched him was last week. But this one, we're gonna start with the people I hate so I can get them off my screen. Uh, did you see my text message? Oh, never mind. I guess we're
That
gonna.
that one from Texas is just
I
out
was
there.
my phone. I was gonna see if you. I can see if I can turn off. Try to turn off from the stupid ass. The flames. The flames is. That's why I said don't worry about it, babe. Give me a second. All right, let's see. Let's see how you turn these fucking. Can I turn the flames off? Never mind. You don't have to go. You don't have to do it. It's if you're gonna get it. I can't. I can turn them off, but you don't have to rush. Jesus Christ. Where is it called? There it is. There you go. I forgot I could do it from OBS. All right. So, I didn't bring it up. Let's go with this one. All right. So this guy, we already know I hate this fucking judge. He is a fucking feminist to death. But I haven't watched these. Just gonna say it. I haven't watched any of them. I'm just gonna play.
My weekends.
How much do you make per hour?
$40.
Do you work any overtime?
Last
$40.
year, I got a lot of overtime because most of the plant went down and we had natural disasters.
It's not right for the AG's office to come in my court with these calculations in your lawsuit and just expect me to gloss over them and not look at them.
Dad has to work more overtime hours so he can pay his bills at home.
And it's in the interest of Abigail and Julia Bergstrom.
At this time, the state will call Miss Roberts. Miss Roberts, for your two children that are before the court today, what kind of health insurance do you currently have them on?
They're currently on Oregon Health Plan, OHP.
And is that a plan that you get through the state of Oregon?
It is, yes.
Okay, and what kind of health plan specifically is this?
Like a Medicaid plan.
Do you have any access to any private health insurance that's affordable to you?
My husband just got a job, and so we're switching over to his health plan at least over the course of the next 6 months.
Okay. Do you know what the cost of that health plan would be?
I'm not sure off the top of my head.
Okay. And are you asking the court today to order Mr. Bergstrom to pay child support according to the guidelines based on his current income?
Yes.
Mr. Bergstrom, do you have any other minor biological children that are below the age of 18?
Not biologically. I have my wife's 2 kids that live with us that I'm the sole provider for.
And are you paid hourly there?
Yes, sir.
How much do you make per hour?
Oh, he fucked himself, bro. This motherfucker. God damn it. So they're both remarried. That's damn, man, must have kids young as fuck. Interesting, man. What take do you have so far? Oh. Well, anyway, I'm gonna give you mine.
Well, deadbeat mom's, she's on the dole with the state for the kids' health insurance.
And her
Of course,
husband
she's in
just found a
liberal
job.
ass Oregon.
Yeah. And her husband just found a job.
Yeah. Probably at a gas station or something,
Yeah.
which he'll be out of in 6 weeks.
He is taking on other kids that are, wow, boy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's
Wow.
what men do, sir.
Okay. All right.
That's what men do, sir.
All right. I know that's what men do, but wow. Okay. Like I said before, stepfathers are the motherfucking heroes of the motherfucking family game.
Mm-hmm.
$40.
And then do you work any overtime?
Last year, I got a lot of overtime because most of the plant went down and we had natural disasters. But normally, I'm only scheduled to work 42 hours, which is only 2 hours of overtime.
How much overtime do you do on average each week?
It depends on what breaks or whatever's going on in the plant, but most of the time, it's usually only about 10 hours.
And are you paid time and a half for overtime pay?
Yes, sir.
Damn,
And does your employer offer health insurance that you can enroll your children on?
They do, but it's outrageously overpriced. For just me and my wife, it would only be $200, but for a family of 4 or more people, would be over $432 a week.
What were you doing at the time that the previous order was done back on January 20th of 2011?
Working construction, the
Okay.
same
What
job that I do
Obamacare did
now.
for everybody.
I just had a lower rate of pay, which
That's what Obamacare did for everybody.
Overpriced everything. That's a fact. Yeah. Well,
And somebody's got to pay for all that free health care.
someone's got to be illegal. I'm just gonna say we need one person to be illegal in this goddamn family so we can get shit for free. Listen, I'm gonna start being. I claim illegal. I can get some free health care, free money, get a credit card. Well, I gotta be in New York, get a credit card, but
Telling you,
I
Tom, we're
was
doing it
a
wrong.
pipe fitter,
That's a
and that's
fact.
usually $32 an hour.
I have no further questions. I pass the witness.
Can you hear me, Mr. Bergstrom?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Bergstrom, I read your answer, and what you really wanted to point out in your answer was about your overtime, okay?
Yes, sir.
I have to point out to you, Mr. Bergstrom, that while I understand being in the construction field a long time in my life, that overtime is not guaranteed.
I hate this
You are
nigga,
earning
dog.
it. And as such, your child support has to be calculated on. Okay. I mean, that's the law of the state. And so if you have a history of earning overtime, Mr. Bergstrom, then I have to use that as part of the calculation. Right now, Ms. Roberts, the children are effectively receiving state Medicaid from the state of Oregon. Is that
Define
correct?
a history.
Yes, that's correct.
Ms. Roberts, is
Hold
there
on.
anything else you
Wait a
think I
minute. Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute.
Define a history.
Yeah. Yes. I a day of overtime is history, sir, to him. So it doesn't even fucking matter.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. She doesn't even live in fucking Texas.
No.
So that means he hasn't seen his fucking kids. This
Most
bitch
likely
is-
not.
Get the fuck out of here. He's not seeing his kids. He's fucking paying. Oh my God. This shit is crazy. This bitch and her husband living in rent free, probably in this fucking house, and not doing a motherfucking thing where this motherfucker, he's probably paying about, I want to say he probably paying about $2,400, $2,500 a month, I would say, because it's Texas.
Oh, at least.
Oh, don't get divorced in Texas. Don't have kids in Texas. Period.
You know what? If Governor Abbott is such a great governor,
He would
as all
fix
the-
this shit.
as all the Texans say, fix his shit.
Yeah, I mean, at least DeSantis is
give-
trying.
And give people that work in, especially if they work in public works and industry, give them a clause for natural disaster work.
Yeah.
So it's not added to their income.
Because they're forced to fucking work no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this shit is just fucking him. Look, this bitch about to get broke off. But let's continue the bullshit.
It's no surprise that so
Oh,
many
yeah.
men, end up killing their spouse. Not that I'm promoting
themselves.
it
And themselves.
and themselves. I'm not promoting it, but this is so unfair.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. Because it doesn't make you want to fucking do anything. It makes you just want to be a invalid and motherfucking not do any fucking thing. And this bitch said, "Oh, my new husband just found a job." Bitch, what? What do you mean just found a job? Y'all are not fucking 12. What are we doing? What are we doing here?
Yeah, I mean, the idea of me paying for the house where this lady is getting her back broke, it doesn't sound very appealing.
But for some
He's taking
unemployed
care-
dude.
He's taking care of her husband, his fucking kids by him, and probably the fucking husband's kids too.
And
guarantee
his
you.
wife's kids.
That's what I'm saying. Oh yeah, and his wife kids. This motherfucker is taking care of two separate families to include another husband.
Who thought this was a good idea? Who thought this concept was a good idea? Why
White
wouldn't it
men.
consider? Yeah, why wouldn't it consider all these complicated elements?
White
They're
men.
important.
White men, but they don't care about the extra shit. They don't
That's
care
what I'm
about.
saying.
They don't care about the additional husband. They don't care about her getting remarried. They don't care about the other person having kids in the house that you got to take care of, because that's not your obligation. You added on that obligation to yourself, right? But if she was to get remarried, they don't give a fuck about her new husband and what his obligation is to what he married into. That's why I said stepfathers are the motherfucking heroes of the family game.
Let's stop this. Texas is a conservative fucking state argument
Right.
here and now.
Mm-hmm.
Because guess what? It's not.
Nah, I hate that argument, man. When they say, "Oh, we don't do that in Texas," the fuck you don't.
Yeah, oh, I agree with you on that one. I never listen. Texas has always been a purple fucking state. Let's get real.
And even look at gun rights.
Listen, Mel. When motherfuckers tell you some shit like it's gonna be $500 per child, and then alimony on top of that shit, you think about for the next 7 to 10 years. What does that fucking mean? You getting fucked in the ass no matter what. You might as well stay together. And when I learned that from these guys, I was like, ooh, nigga, never get divorced in Texas ever.
What that means is I'm going to cut and run to a non-extradition country.
I'm glad you said that. We got one of those coming up, sir.
I'm going to move to Belize.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Eat
got one of those.
coconuts for tourists.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, but you know what, guys? I know someone recently getting divorced, right? It's a female, and she
Mhm.
makes more than the husband, and she's getting plugged. So she's feeling our pain, fellas. She's not too happy about it, but you know,
I'm telling
Yeah,
you
but
right
all
now,
that is she's got a bad lawyer.
she's not going to pay as much as a regular
she
piece
was
of shit
saying that
people do.
she was saying that her lawyer wasn't that good. That his lawyer was very good, per her anyway. You know.
Yeah. Well, you know, shit happens. Don't get
And
divorced. Hopefully, they're not getting divorced in Texas.
every year, every man needs to go visit and can do a consult with the top 10 divorce lawyers in his area.
Mm.
You know, a prenup should be automatic, right? A prenup should be a part of like it should be default.
Mm-hmm. Well, it shouldn't even have to be with any no fault divorce bullshit. Just because force these motherfuckers to work their bullshit out. Cause don't no one fucking want you pieces of shit. Let's continue.
I need to know about this case before I make a ruling.
I don't think so.
All right, Mr. Bergstrom, is there anything else that you think I need to know about this case before I make a ruling?
I haven't seen my kids in probably 3 years,
God
and
damn.
I haven't gotten my weekends in the past 11.
And that's because they
11
moved to Oregon?
years.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I'll tell you this, even though I can't help you with regards to that issue, Mr.
Hear what I'm
Bergstrom,
saying? You see what
when
I'm
the
saying?
children were uprooted from the
Here is the problem. I can't do nothing about that, but I can make you pay more money, though. You can pay more money even though you haven't seen your kids in 3 years. You haven't had your weekends in 11 years. What the fuck are we doing?
State of Texas and moved to Oregon, you should have taken steps at that time to stop
Get
that.
the fuck
You had a right to stop it. Okay. The mother is not allowed to just uproot the children and move them 2,500 miles away without getting the court's permission to do so. Okay. Because that had a drastic impact on your ability to be a dad. But you don't get to use that as a defense.
Get the
against
fuck
the
out of here.
child
Don't
support
pay
that
child.
I'm
I
about
wouldn't
to
pay a
say.
goddamn dime.
Okay. You should have taken legal action at that time to protect your rights to you having time with your kids. Although I do understand
Man,
and
shut
do
the fuck
agree
up.
with
You
you.
on
What?
that.
Just
That's why we have new rules in place, Mr. Bergstrom, that basically stop parents from being able to uproot kids and moving to a 2,500 miles away. But it does place a burden on you, Mr. Bergstrom, to take some legal action to stop it from happening. Anything else, Mr. Bergstrom?
No, sir.
All right.
He knows
I don't
he's
agree
getting
with the
fucked.
state's position in regards to this lawsuit. Their calculations are completely incorrect and inaccurate. I don't have any idea how they're charging Mr. Bergstrom an attempt to pay $500 a month in insurance and $150 a month in dental when there's no proof that the mother has any private health insurance on these kids or that there was any proof of private health insurance to begin with. She just testified before me in open court that the children are on Medicaid, and that's okay. That's what it's there for. But $650 a month for health insurance that's not in place. How did y'all do that, Mr. McNulty?
I can't speak for
Yeah.
this
But
specific.
the problem is, Mr. McNulty, is that you are the legal representative of the Attorney General's office. You should
And
be able
yes,
to
you
speak
can
to that
speak
issue.
to it.
It's not right for the AG's office to come in my court with these calculations in your lawsuit and just expect me to gloss over them and not look at it. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Bergstrom testified that he is not guaranteed the amount of overtime, but he did admit to me in court that he basically makes about 10 hours a week, that's where he gets. And that's what I'm going to set it at. Child support set at $1,770 a month plus $300 a month in cash medical. Ms. Roberts does have the children on Medicaid in the state of Oregon, so that will be an additional child support figure. Those payments will not begin, however, until March the 1st of 2024. That's when the adjustment will be.
Out of here.
Okay?
Look at his
All the
face.
other issues in the
Wow.
case
I told
will be
you it was
set, but I
two
do want the
stacks.
changes made to the insurance provisions, and the child support is based on
I hate this lady myself. I don't even know
$9,533
her.
a month gross. So that's basically his base plus the 10 hours of overtime that he testified to he was making.
How much is that going to move it to a week?
Good question. Can you give me a second? Let me calculate it for you, Mr. Bergstrom.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm not as
That
fast with
nigga is
this as I
just
used to be.
defeated, dog.
And it's going to be about 400. It's based on a 4-week plan, correct?
No, it's actually a 4.3. It's
God
actually 4.3 weeks in a month.
Oh yeah, God
So it's
forbid
gonna
you
be
forget
about
those 2 fucking days.
$425 a week.
I got 477
God
is
damn.
what I got. 1770 plus 300 times
Wow.
12.
Just
About
quit your
about
job.
52 weeks.
I
Yeah,
hate that
$477.69. It's the medical insurance, Mr. Bergstrom, that's going to hurt you because that $300 a month that you're paying to the state of Oregon for their Medicaid program that's where it is. So
I'm now going to have to up my amount of hours I work a week to about 60 to where I can actually cover that and my actual bills I have at home now.
But
Mr.
what he
Bergstrom,
needs to
while I
no, but
understand
what
what you're saying,
Uncle Tom,
you know,
Yes, sir.
if he could avoid $500 fucking dollars of that if he would spend the $200. Oh no, that was a week
Yes.
for fuck, dude.
That was
Yeah.
$200 just for the mother and him and his wife. For the kids,
Yeah.
it was $437 a month. Well, a week for the kids. So that was like ended up to be $1,700.
That's
Well,
fucking
fuck.
insane, dude.
And this is what we were talking about last night, Mayo. We were talking about this shit, the insurance bullshit. Yeah, he's fucked no matter what. And he still haven't seen his fucking kids.
Yep.
Not one fucking day in 3 years.
But you know what, Tom? I'm a firm believer in karma, right? And this judge right there is gonna get his one day. He's gonna know what it feels like, Tom. Mark my words.
Yeah, but that's I don't want to see CCD, I'm with you.
The amount of people he has fucked over, he'll
Yeah.
never feel all of that.
Dude,
No, never.
it's just rolling off of his tongue like it's nothing. It's so easy for this fucking judge, right? One day.
Because it's X's and O's for him right now because he's not
every-
really involved in it, sir. That's why.
Every dog has his day. You remember that.
Yeah, I hear you. But the bitch will have her day because I will be sitting in a motherfucking nest somewhere watching over the house. As soon as that bitch take a step out of that bitch, I'm blowing her motherfucking shit off.
Yep.
I'm leaving to Costa Rica. I'm going straight to Costa. I'm going anywhere.
No, why leave? Listen, they live in Oregon. They don't know if it was him. He lives all the way, as they know, he lives in Texas. I would make sure I would drive up there. They don't have no evidence of me leaving. None of that shit. What? There's a lot of ways to make this shit happen. Take a vacation. I'm taking a vacation. I'm staying at everything says I'm staying at home. I will leave at motherfucking 1 o'clock in the morning with a different vehicle that no one knows about. And just go ahead and make this travel. Matter of fact, fuck it. I'll get on the great. Nope, that's leaving a trail. Yeah, I'll drive.
And she in Oregon and she got beat to death by a fucking homeless person.
That's a fact.
It's
What
very
are we doing?
plausible.
Normal
Very
shit.
plausible.
Normal shit.
This is crazy. This is fucking crazy.
I hate her face. Look at her face as she fucked this guy.
Yeah, she
know
uprooted
she's relishing.
Taylor. She uprooted the kids and left. What he said 3 years ago because he ain't seen his kids in 3 years. Well, that's not saying that. She could have been left a long time ago, where he probably didn't have the money.
Well, he said he hadn't seen his kids in 11 years.
No, he hasn't had his weekends in 11 years. That's the difference.
Yeah.
But he hasn't seen his kids
in
3. JQ with the 8-month subscriptions subtext says hit the like button 100%. Thank you, my good sir. But that's fucking insane, bro. I should watch it. I like not watching these and giving an actual reaction to this bullshit. And this is right here. He's paying for her whole fucking house. Do you think this bitch is using the money for their motherfucking kids when she just said her husband just got a job? Get the fuck out of here. He's paying for everyone to live, and you know what? This fucking judge knows.
And now he's paying Oregon.
This is not fair.
The state.
Nope.
For fucking Medicare.
It is not fair at all. It's not. I agree with you. It's not fair at all. But what other recourse do they have? You know what I'm saying?
The other option that you have is if you put your children and your wife's children all on the same insurance plan, then you will have to pay that out of your pocket. I get it, but you would pay $300 a month less in child support.
Her two kids are court ordered to be on Medicaid for the till they turn 18. So I don't
No,
have to cover
they
them.
are actually not. There is no such thing as a forced order for Medicaid. There is no court order in the state of Texas that forces parents to stay on welfare. That does not exist.
That was done for
The law in the state of Texas is the parents are supposed to have health insurance on their kids. If they have it from someplace else, that's perfect. But if they don't have it anywhere else, then they can have Medicaid. That's the law of this state, Mr. Bergman. All right, that's the order of the court. They'll send it to me. They'll make a copy of it and send it to each of you, and then you'll have it for your records. Obviously, the child support is going to reduce down some, Mr. Bergstrom, once one of your children, I believe, is going to graduate or emancipate here shortly. All right, you're both free to go. I thank you for being here today.
Oh man,
I'm sorry I wasn't able to give y'all each what you wanted, but that's the laws of this state, and that's kind of how it goes.
My only objection.
How many guys have sat in that same position and put a gun to their head after the camera went off?
What? I believe these motherfuckers literally commit suicide after. Well, he's been doing it. Listen, he's been doing it for let's just say over 15 years with her.
I'm leaving the country.
He got one child by turn 18.
I'm not gonna delete myself, but I'm leaving the country, dude.
Yeah, that shit's insane, bro.
Either that or I'm working at fucking 7-Eleven.
Well, here's another.
I work at 7-Eleven.
What is it about Texas judges that I fucking can't? I know what it is.
It's the Texas laws.
Yeah. So here's another Texas judge right here. Right here. This one so-called fled the country.
The state is requesting that the father pays a retroactive support in the amount of $103,000.
He's a pharmacist.
Street?
No.
Or actual
pharmacist.
Okay.
But they want him to pay $104,000 in arrears. $104,000 in arrears.
And has he gotten a DNA test?
Oh, I don't know. But the woman ain't showing her face, which is weird to me. What the fuck is this? Bring your face down so we can all see your bullshit. Now they got a black AAG.
Zesty black AAG.
$507 per month for retroactive support.
Then he kept telling me it's only the judge that can mandate him to pay or the court.
Oh, hell
Other than
no.
that, he's not going to give me a dime. He even sent a text to his daughter to tell me that it's only the court. I should go to court if I want any money from him.
Right.
And I'm tired.
So just confirm, sir, you left your employer after this case was filed.
That's a fact.
And moved out of the country. Is that correct?
Say that again.
I said, did you move out of the country after this case was filed?
Dad admits he is underemployed because of his qualifications as a pharmacist.
I wanted to. Yeah.
Nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, this is a partial agreement. The state is requesting to read into the record what has been agreed to by the parties. The parties agreed to be named as joint managing conservators. The parties agreed to a standard visitation agreement, and the parties agree for the children here in this matter to be covered through the custodial parent's employer for the health insurance. I believe that would be the only issue that are currently agreed to. So at this time, Your Honor, the state would like to call the mother here in this matter. Ma'am, can I get you to state your name for the record?
Chidinma Okolo.
And the name of the child or children that we're here in reference to?
Chisom Okolo, Udodi Okolo, and Onyinyechi Okolo.
And has there been any issue relating to family violence between the two parties?
No.
And as it relates to the current child support, is it your understanding that the other party to this case is currently employed as a pharmacist?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand that the state has used the reported income reported by his employer to calculate the support obligations today?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand that the state has calculated, based off of the non-custodial parents' employment at $11,062 per month to calculate support, that the father should pay a total of $2,760 per month for child support for the 3 children?
Yes, sir.
And are you in agreement to that amount, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
And as it relates to the medical support, you are currently carrying the medical through your employer, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And are you in agreement to the father paying the $327 per month for the medical obligation going forward to you?
Yes, sir.
And just to confirm, as it relates to the retroactive support, you are currently requesting retroactive support. Is that
I
correct?
can't stand
Yes,
these
sir.
motherfuckers.
You're
dog.
requesting retroactive support from the time frame of August 2020 up until present date. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And the father has provided you with no support during that time frame. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And as it relates to the employment, is it your understanding that the father was employed as a pharmacist during that time frame that's been requested for support?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that the state has only received reported income for the non-custodial parent during the time frame of 2023?
Yes, sir.
And the state had to use the reported income for a pharmacist in the state of Texas through the Bureau of Labor Statistics for the time frame of August 2020 up until December 2022 to calculate support. The state is requesting to.
So you didn't actually use his actual W-2? I mean, I know you get that shit because state of Texas usually he filed taxes. You would know how much he made. He filed taxes. Is that real? Is it that hard, Mayo? You're telling me the assistant attorney general can't fucking speak to this man's actual goddamn. I'm quite sure he has a social, so I know good and goddamn well they can pull his motherfucking goddamn record, his tax records. So you would
They should be
absolutely
able
know.
to.
Yeah, so I don't get this where they gotta base it off the BLA. That's
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
or BLS. I'm
Hey,
sorry, it doesn't make
well,
sense. No.
because say he's in, East Dry Stream, Texas, as a
Yeah.
pharmacist.
He ain't making no
That-
hundred.
No, he making a hell of a lot less than a pharmacist is in Dallas,
Oh
or
yeah,
San
they say he make,
Antonio.
he probably
you
do
know?
make $11,000 a month. I give him that, but
But they should have to prove it. They should
See,
have to
here's-
prove actual income.
the problem with this is it doesn't. This child support doesn't equal the parents out. It doesn't.
No.
It
And-
allows the custodial parent to continue to move forward with their life while it hamstrings the person who doesn't have them. And they say 50-50 custody. Well, if it's 50-50 custody, when the kids are at your house, you pay for everything. When the kids are at my house, I pay for everything on my end. That's 50-50 custody.
Uh-huh. And we split the medical.
Yeah, that's 50-50 custody.
Yeah.
Why is it that a person that you got divorced, okay, cool, I paid my motherfucking alimony and all that shit that we had, right? I have to continuously take care of you, not the kids, but I got to take care of you. But when I'm over here with me, I got to take care of me, the kids, and still you, because I still got to pay you child support. Even though we're 50-50 custody, you have 50% of the time, I have 50% of the time. That makes absolutely no fucking sense.
I got an idea, Tom. He should get a 50% discount because she's still using his name.
It doesn't really matter, man. They ain't no mean shit when your ass ain't got no job. And she obviously works. So why isn't that her income is not based in this calculation? This is what pisses me off about Texas law. I did not know that they don't base the woman's fucking income.
No,
on the
he should only have to pay on the difference between her income and his.
Exactly. That I'm almost cool with that. I ain't gonna say always. I'm almost cool with that. But again, if you want to say 50-50, while they're in your custody, you pay for everything. While they're in my custody, I pay for everything. I will keep their clothes over here. You bring them over here, and I'm going to send them back home with the shitty clothes that you brought them over here with. Because my clothes stay here.
And they should only be able to use taxed income.
That's a fact. This is bullshit. There's no such thing as 50-50 custody in America. That bullshit. No. I'm going to need for people to stop saying that. Because there isn't. It couldn't be. Oh, I hear you. But it's no such thing as fucking 50-50 custody here in America. That's bullshit. People need to quit saying that. People need to quit saying that because it's not.
Use a annual income of $1,302 and $132 $132,750 to calculate
$132,000.
the retroactive support for that time frame and to use his current wages for the year 2023 to calculate the retroactive support. Are you in agreement to that?
Yes, sir.
And again, using both the Bureau of Labor Statistics data for a pharmacist during that time frame and its current income, the state is requesting that the father pays a retroactive support in the amount of $103,960 to be paid at $507 per month for retroactive support. Are you in agreement to
That's
that,
just
ma'am?
arrears.
Yes.
Just to confirm, the father has provided you with no support during that time frame. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you have any additional information you'd like to offer to the court as it relates to this case?
Okay, I was actually asking him to contribute towards the children for all these years, but he kept telling me that the only way I could get money from him was for me to the judge to mandate him to pay, or the government or the court. And I never wanted to go to court. I never wanted to apply for child support. I just wanted us to work peacefully, let him contribute towards it's not about me, it's about the children. And it's been very heavy on me. 2 years ago, I had a surgery. Last year, I had a surgery. I almost died because I'm working and working to make sure the kids are okay. Then he kept telling me it's only the judge that can mandate him to pay, or the court. Other than that, he's not going to give me a dime. He even sent a text to his daughter to tell me that it's only the court. I should go to court if I want any money from him. And I'm tired.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. No further questions.
She said she almost died because she had to work.
And I wonder if that cheap Brazilian butt lift almost killed her.
She had surgery.
I'll bet that's the surgery she had.
Yeah. What is the surgery that you had? What is the motherfucking surgery? Because that just doesn't. I never heard of someone dying because they have to work. I don't.
Yeah, she went down to Mexico and got a BBL.
It don't even make any sense. In that case, I've been working since I'm 9 years old. I never had no surgery that I don't know about that was stopping me from working because I was going to die because I was at work. Come on now. Get the fuck out of here. These women are something else.
At this time, Your Honor, the state would like to call the father in this matter. All right. And as it
You know
relates
what's
to
funny?
your current employment, you're currently employed.
He should have did the whole thing that women do. Make more money.
Yeah, no shit. No shit.
Make more money. And why you mean you can't work? Hey, bitch, make some more money. Then you won't have to worry about it. Step your game up. I mean, that's what I heard a whole lot, especially in these YouTube streets. Make some more money, ho.
A pharmacist, is that correct, sir?
Yes, but I was just told that the record is showing I have been terminated. I'm not sure about that. Up until December 2023, I was working with Walmart.
And sir,
I have been overseas since January.
All right. Is it church? Did you choose to leave that employer, sir?
No, my contract with, you see, I came back to Walmart when my business failed in 2021 on a contract basis. So they give me hours when they have hours. It's been a PRN position since 2021. So most of 2022 I was abroad, and then in 2023 I was back in the States. They were giving me hours when they had them. And then the whole of 2024 I have been abroad again.
So just to confirm, sir, you do have the ability to work as a pharmacist. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, I am.
All right. And are you currently working as a pharmacist?
No, sir.
And why is that, sir?
Because I was invited for some job here, which I am still interviewing for. So I have come to a point that I am underemployed by my qualifications. So I'm looking for some other employment.
Or just confirm, sir, you left your employer after this case was filed and moved out of the country. Is that correct?
It's a fact. Fuck these
Say
hoes.
that again?
I said, did you move out of the country after this case was filed?
No, sir. I wasn't even served. It was on the 18th of February, I was notified that there was a service. I didn't even know there is any court today. I called on Thursday to find out how I was going to respond to the notice they placed on my door. and I was told I have court.
Okay,
So
and sir, do you understand that the state has used your reported income from your employer to calculate support today and requesting, sir, that you pay child support in the amount of $2,760 per month for child support?
I understand that they use my reported income for 2023. However, I disagree with the income they use for the rest of the year.
And sir, again, based off of your previously reported income, the state is requesting that you also pay a total of $327 per month for medical support. Are you in agreement to this amount, sir?
For medical support for the children, yeah.
All right. And sir, as it relates to the retroactive support, the mother has requested retroactive support from the time frame to which the parties separated in August of 2020 and requesting support up until present date. Are you in agreement that you have provided the mother with no support for the children during that time frame?
I am not in agreement, sir.
All right. Exactly how much money did you provide to the mother, and in what means did you provide that to the mother for the support of the children?
Okay, sir. On the 1st of November 2021, I invited the mother through an attorney for us to sit down and agree on child support. And she refused for 4 times. Since that time, she has been invited to have a meeting. So, yes, sir.
Mr. Colo, again, could you provide to the court the exact amount of money that you provided to the mother, not the other information, just the monetary amount that you gave to the mother for the support?
I have not given the mother any money, but I have been supporting my children. I pay all their bills. I buy all their back to school supplies. I have provided everything my children needed, sir.
And sir, the state has used the Bureau of Labor Statistics data for pharmacists during the time frame of August 2020 up until December 2022 at a gross income of $132,750 per year. And we've also used your reported income for the year of 2023 to calculate what the retroactive support should be set at today. Using all that information, the state is requesting a judgment in an amount of $103,960 and requesting that you pay that back at $507 per month for that time frame. Are you in agreement to that request, sir?
No, sir.
No, sir.
All right, sir. And just to confirm,
Hey, what are we doing
how long have you been working as a pharmacist, sir?
In Walmart?
Specifically as a pharmacist, sir, how long have you been working as a pharmacist?
I've been working as a pharmacist since 2010.
No further question for this party owner.
I have something to say, sir. I have just while we were on break, I called my CPA to obtain my numbers. Part of the problem was when I was served on the 18th. On that service that was placed at the door on the 18th of February, there is no court date. So when I called on Thursday to know how to respond to the service, that was when I was told I have court today. I didn't know there was any court. There's no court date on my paper. Now, so while we were here waiting for his honor to come on, I called my CPA to get my adjusted gross taxes from 2021 and 2022, and I have them right here in my hand.
Okay. Thank you, sir. No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so the parts y'all agreed to at the beginning, those are all fine. Mr. Colo, you have voluntarily left your employment. I don't know if you left the country, why you left the country. It sounds to me like you left the country for personal reasons, but you can get employment as a pharmacist. I'm setting support at $2,760.
Out of here, dog.
Medical support at $327. I'm not granting the full retroactive judgment those requested. There should have been payments made. I understand y'all might have had disagreements. We also should come to court sooner. So I'm only granting a judgment of $50,000 instead of $100-something thousand.
That's
so
crazy.
Retroactive judgment for the last 4 years or so.
He gonna go back to Africa.
Pay about $400 a
I
month.
fucking come back.
Court costs us billed.
Mm-hmm.
The child support payments and all these payments have to be paid through the child support office. They cannot be paid directly to the children or to the mother. They will not count if you do that. Make sure all payments are made through the child support office. Mr. Acola, you need to go back to work or find another job if you're not employed anymore. And you got to go back to making the money you were making before so that you can make these payments. The Attorney General's office will draft.
Excuse me, that's called fucking slavery, sir.
Well,
That's literally called slavery.
Man, I hate to see these guys do it every time when they show up to these courts without a fucking lawyer.
Yeah. But again, I don't know how they can get and say you gonna have to go to work. You gonna have to go back to work, bitch. That's slavery. I ain't gotta do a goddamn thing. That's literally slavery. So what if I go back to work and only work at McDonald's? How about that? What we gonna do then?
You notice, right? The judge has all these numbers completed, right?
Oh yeah,
because he wasn't even listening.
Well, because it's a standard thing. If you make over this certain amount,
but he told him, look, your numbers are wrong for 2021, 2022. And I have him here. He just found out he had court today.
Yeah, that's.
Doesn't the man get time to prepare all this shit?
Sir. No, sir. What are we doing here? What do we do? What are we doing here?
I guarantee he's paid her probably damn near $60,000 for these kids already in the past 4 years.
Yeah, I agree with that. One second. Let's see. Let's go with. This is all right. So we're looking at it, Mayo. You got three choices. You got X with a violent history. You got mom doesn't understand court orders. Or mom doesn't want dad's fiance to fucking be around the kids.
Oh man, that's rough. Doesn't understand court orders or doesn't want fiance around the kids. All right, chat, you're gonna decide this one for us. Mom doesn't put a 1 in the chat for mom doesn't understand court orders, or a 2 in the chat for mom doesn't want the fiance, her husband's fiance around the kids.
She's guilty no matter what.
Oh yeah, always.
Okay, we got a 2 and a 1.
Oh, 2's pulling ahead.
Either one. Well, what was number 2 again?
No, number 2 is mom doesn't
fiance?
want. Yeah.
All right. That's what it was on anyway.
My children not be left alone with this woman. It's not that I don't necessarily want the woman around. I can't control that. I'm just asking that there be supervision because this woman has showed an obvious hate for me.
Why are you attacking me, sir? You know?
Because it's very simple. What you trying to
I
establish?
just got in here. You already attacking me. Don't attack me.
Well, you don't listen to anything. Kind of why I'm frustrated, and it's late. We haven't had a lunch. We haven't had a long break. We're tired.
Mom does.
Oh my God! Did he just say he was hangry?
Yes, sir.
That's nigga, I'm hangry. So don't give me no ultimatum. I can be mad at you, even though you didn't do nothing
tell
wrong.
I'd tell that motherfucker to go get a Snickers.
You son of a bitch! Can't you? It's late. I'm hungry. I ain't had no lunch. What the fuck does that matter? Bitch supposed to be a professional. Shit is crazy. Why are you attacking me? That's a fact. I would have said the same goddamn thing. Why are you fucking attacking me? I ain't did shit. Fucking hater. Wow. He could skip a few meals. That's a fact.
Doesn't want dad's fiance around her kids.
Regarding child support only, we're not talking about being reimbursed for medical. Would you be in agreement to $1,375?
Yes, ma'am.
I bet you are, bitch.
How much does it cost to cover your children on your insurance, not including you?
We had that number a minute ago. Miss Cinnamon was able to help me with that number.
Okay, let's talk about here. Is $100 for medical sound correct to you?
No.
Does 19 for dental for the children sound correct to you?
Yes,
Okay. How much is the medical?
I'm doing those calculations right now.
And this would be for just the two children, not
Is
your,
she in a fucking hotel
Yes, ma'am.
closet?
and taking the $19 out for the
It could,
dental.
looks like it.
I think
Looks
the
like a cheap
children are
hotel,
on
don't
his
it?
dental as
Yeah.
well. So if they're on his dental as well, I wouldn't need any reimbursement for that.
Okay, so ma'am, let's just be clear. You're testifying that the children have been on your medical insurance, okay? How much does it cost to carry your two children?
I'm finding that number out, ma'am.
Okay, I've received that information. Does $328 sound correct to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and 65 for dental sound correct to you as opposed to the 19 that I read earlier?
Not if Mr. Henry has dental insurance, ma'am.
Okay, is it your request today that the father carry the dental and that you carry the medical?
No.
How much does the dental cost for you, ma'am?
So my dental is probably about 60. What I'm saying is that DeAndre Henry also carries the kids on the dental, ma'am. So if you're saying only one of us can carry the kids, then I prefer to keep them on my guardian insurance. But if he's carrying them and I'm carrying them, I don't think he should pay me additional money when we're both carrying them, is what I'm saying.
Understood. Thank you for that information, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
When the children are with the father and the father is exercising his visitation, was there someone you didn't want the children to be around? Is that correct?
What kind of
Yes,
question is
ma'am.
that? What kind
And
of
who is
question
that
is that?
person?
And it wasn't that I necessarily don't want them around because I don't feel I can control that. I don't want them left unsupervised. And that was with his
That's
current
still
fiance,
controlling it, you
Sharissa
dumb bitch.
Allison, as we have a pending investigation to her harassment. I've had to change my number a few times.
Okay. And so you're asking the judge for a
So y'all don't get
restriction
along.
that the
What is the
children
point?
not be left alone with a Miss Allison, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Is the harassment case that you have filed a civil or a criminal matter?
I believe it's a criminal matter.
Okay, and what are the results of that? Where
It's,
are,
it's pending. It's still open.
okay, and are you, do you, is it a harassment case of you, your children?
It's me. It's of me.
Okay, so what do you think, tell the court, what would happen if?
That's
Ma'am,
crazy, man.
yes, ma'am. This woman has shown
Ma'am,
Go
I
ahead.
have not even finished asking my question. So my question is, can you tell the court what would happen if the children were left alone in Miss Allison's care?
I can't speak to what would happen, ma'am. I can give you what I believe could happen. This woman has shown a very obvious hate for me. She has harassed me. She has sent me pictures that she grabbed out of Mr. Henry's phone. And she has not stopped to the point that I've had to change my number numerous times. My daughter has fell over there while Mr. Henry was not in there. When I bring things like this to Mr. Henry, my daughter comes home and tells me she fell, she was not helped. When I bring these things to Mr. Henry, there's a back and forth. So my request is to prevent these things, that my children not be left alone with this woman. It's not that I don't necessarily want the woman around. I can't control that. I'm just asking that there be supervision because this woman has showed an obvious hate for me for whatever reason. And it wasn't a one-time situation. She has been harassing me since January of this year.
Okay, just to be clear, and then I'll move on from this issue.
DeAndre can't
what
handle
does
his
she
bitches.
say when she harasses
No, he can't.
you?
Multiple things. Do you want me to read all the text or?
No, ma'am, I do not want you to read all the text. Just give me a gist. Is it threats? Is she, what is it?
In the text messages, there hasn't been threats. She just sends me nude pictures, threatens to send these to my job. She threatens to call my job. She
Nude
called me
pictures of whom?
DeAndre still got
pictures
naked
of me.
pictures
Nude
of her
pictures of me
in his
That's a
phone.
fact.
Mr. Henry has sent her, and she
That's
sent
a fact. What are we doing here?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Besides
have given to me.
this information that you provided, is there anything that you haven't mentioned that you would like the judge to know?
Such as what?
That's up to you, ma'am. You're representing yourself. So if there's anything else you need to say, this is your time to say it.
No.
Okay. Thank you for your information. I'll pass this witness. I call the father. Sir, can you state your name for the record?
DeAndre Henry.
And Mr. Henry, did you hear the agreed portions that I read into the record?
Yes.
Are those still your agreement?
Yes, besides the point of my kids not being able to go out
We're
of
just talking
town.
about the agreements, Mr. Henry. You need to listen. We're just talking about the agreements. Did you hear the agreements? Yes or no?
No, can I hear those again?
Do you want it? You're wasting our time having to go through all this all over again because you can't listen.
Wow. Why attacking me, sir? You know?
Because it's very simple. We're just trying to
I
establish.
just got in here. You already attacking me. Don't attack me.
Well, you don't listen to anything. It's basically where we are.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
DeAndre can't read
sir.
time
So
either.
Ms. Correa announced at the beginning that y'all agreed to some things and some things you didn't agree to. One of those was you were going to be joint managing conservators. There's going to be no back child support request. You're going to use AppClose to communicate, standard visitation with an exchange location, no out-of-state visits, and you weren't going to do corporal punishment. And child support arrears were 0. Did you hear that the first time?
That's why I said out of state.
Did you hear that the first time?
Yes, sir. But you
Do you
said
agree to
something
all-
that I didn't
Do you
agree
agree to
with.
all those things?
It was something that I didn't agree with, sir.
I didn't ask you about anything else that I didn't mention.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Okay, on those, only those things. Do you agree to those things?
No, I don't agree to everything on there, sir.
What part of the ones that I just listed off did you not agree with?
The one that I spoke on when I first came in, I said the one that she said no out of town. I don't agree with that, sir.
Okay, anything else you don't agree with?
No, sir.
Okay. So you agree to everything else except for the no out-of-state visits?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're just trying to get a starting point here. We
I don't
all
want you
worked
to
a long
take
time today to get to a starting point. I'd like to not argue about things that y'all have already agreed to.
I'm sorry, sir.
You need to listen to what's being said so that we can get there and get there easier. I understand we have contested issues. We're going to talk about those now. But if you don't listen to the easy parts, how are we going to do the hard parts? That's kind of why I'm frustrated, and it's late. We haven't had a lunch. We haven't had a long break. We're tired. You need to listen to what's been said and not interrupt and talk while other people are talking. All right, Ms. Correa, go ahead and finish with your questions.
Sir, do you have private insurance available to you for your child?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it through your employer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Medical and dental?
Yes, and vision.
Okay, we're not going to talk about vision today, but for medical, how much is it for both of your children?
I pay $46.15 a paycheck.
How often do you get paid?
Weekly.
Okay, so about $200 a month, roughly.
Yes.
How much is dental?
10.
I never understood the people that get paid weekly. That's crazy because I've never been paid weekly in my entire life.
Because you've never had that low of a job, sir.
Nah, that could be true. That could be true.
Yeah.
Okay. At least he's trying to do something. I will say he came in with some kind of thing, with some kind of saying that he could pay something already. But
it's 10 something. $10 and something.
So about $40 a week.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, $40 a month.
Yeah.
We heard earlier that the mother testified that she's carrying medical and dental as for the children. Are you also carrying medical and dental?
I am.
The state has calculated if the state, if the judge orders for you to be the person legally responsible for carrying the medical and dental. We've calculated child support at $13.18 per month. Would you be in agreement with that?
No, ma'am.
And why would you not be in agreement with child support being set at that amount?
Because my checks only come out to be 800 and some a week.
And do you understand that the wages that the family code says to calculate is based on gross, not net wages?
Okay.
Okay. Ma'am, who is Miss
She's
Allison?
nice, man. I'll give her that. She's
That's my
she's
fiance.
getting nice while she fucks him.
Do you guys currently live together?
We do.
Is she harassing the mother in this case?
No, she's not harassing her. They have had a exchange of words, which Catherine have said things, and she have said things.
Okay.
Catherine has wished death on my other children. You know, she have called me the N-word. She called Shalisa the N-word. You know, they've had a heated exchange back and forth. You know, but I thought we was past that part though. That was in the beginning.
All right. Let's get to the out-of-state provisions. Do you plan to travel out of state with your children when they're with you?
Yes, most of my family is out of state. I'm the only one here.
Are any of those people exercising corporal punishment on your children?
No.
Have they in the past?
No.
I've heard testimony about harassment from both parties. Has there been any incidents of domestic violence, family violence between you and the mother?
No.
Nothing where there's been physical, the police has had to been called, there's been injuries, anything like that?
No.
Okay. Anything besides words, text messages from either your girlfriend, from your fiance, excuse me, or yourself?
No, that's all it was.
Okay, I passed this.
No, that's all it
witness,
was.
and I
That's a
recall
yes.
the
That
mom
means
on the
yes.
narrow issue of family violence.
That's not what it
Ma'am,
means, man.
Has there been an instance of family violence
it is.
between you and the father?
No.
Okay, and are you asking for your address to remain private from this court record?
Yes,
Does the father currently know where you live?
he does.
Okay, is that non-disclosure request because of the father or because of the father's partner?
The father's partner.
Okay, I pass this witness and the state rest.
Just a quick question, Ms. Bearden. Do you have a copy of the insurance that Mr. Henry is providing, the health insurance and the dental?
Yeah, no, sir. I was never made aware ever that there was health insurance. I knew that there was dental insurance, yes, sir, but never the health insurance is new information to me today.
Mr. Henry, when did you provide Ms. Bearden a copy of the insurance card for health insurance?
I've tried to provide her with that, and she always stated that she was gonna keep them on that same insurance. So no, she don't have it. I done told her if any information that she wanted or needed, I've gave my the person that's in charge of that at my job. I told them that if she was to call, to give her all the information. So Catherine Bearden, she knew that she can get this information.
Henry, right? You know they're not going to do that, even if you tell them that, right?
Oh yeah, you talking about at the job?
Yeah, they're not going to give her any information.
Yes, long as I tell them that they could,
No,
they will.
No, they won't.
I promise you, sir, she would.
No, they won't, because they'd be violating.
I have a relationship. I have a good relationship with her, and I know she would.
Unless those people want to go to jail for violating your privacy rights, they're not going to give her that information.
Yeah, that's
But
it.
she
That's
asked me,
protected
and
HIPAA
she
information.
said I wanted to ask you just in case, you.
There's something called HIPAA that prevents them from providing confidential information.
Wait a minute.
It doesn't matter whether you.
No. HIPAA does not go to just financial. What it doesn't. What? That judge is retarded.
No, he's correct on this.
No, HIPAA has everything to do with medical, not literally.
And they're talking about health insurance, sir.
They were no, okay, yeah, they were okay. You're right. Okay,
Yeah, they're talking about health insurance.
I was talking about just the financial aspect of it, but
Oh, no.
yeah,
Verbally tell them that it's okay for Ms. Bearden to call. They're not going to do it. They don't want to go to jail. They don't want to get in trouble.
yeah, but
Well,
they won't
sir,
give her.
maybe
They won't give up that
she
information. I
wasn't
agree with
thinking
the judge on
straightly,
that
but
part.
I'm pretty sure she would have did that.
Well, they're not going to do that.
Well, I didn't know. But
So my question to you originally was, have you given her Ms. Bearden a card?
no, Miss Bearden hasn't wanted a card because she liked the insurance that she's on.
Okay, then if she's told you that, then why did you add the child on your or children on your insurance?
Because I got more than 2 children. I got 4 children. So it's the cost of 4 children regardless. So if she used it or not, I'm still fit to have it for my other 2 children. And with her talking about the Blue Cross Blue Shield, starting next month, we changing over to Blue Cross Blue Shield. So the beginning of the year will be Blue Cross Blue Shield.
But that doesn't mean necessarily that the providers are going to cover, even if it's the same company. That's just the truth.
Okay,
Oh my
well,
gosh.
I don't know. I just know it's
He's
the
correct.
same
He's
company she's talking about.
This is the problem that I have here. He has proven there's nothing wrong with having more than one medical insurance on the goddamn children.
No, because they're going to talk. The 2 insurance companies are going to talk and say, "Hey, we'll cover this percentage. You cover this percentage."
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So for them to act like, you know what, you're fucking wrong for putting medical insurance on your children, it's fucking stupid.
No, and it usually keeps both of them from paying any deductibles.
It's just dumb. That's dumb because even right now,
you're still supposed to provide that to your.
It's not a spouse.
Well, to the mother of those children, the person responsible.
I hear you, but if she don't want to accept the information, then fuck her.
Well, you have to offer it though.
He did say he offered.
You can't just guess.
He did say he offered, but she only wants to talk about her insurance that she has on it. But did he give her a card? No. Well, hey, it is what it is. Fuck him. I don't give a shit. Listen, I know I'm covering my kids on my insurance as well. Just because she wants to pay her. Listen, this is 50-50. She can pay her shit. I can pay my shit. Yeah. That's how that works.
Yeah.
And this is just dumb shit that courts don't want to look at. If you really want true 50-50, she has medical insurance on them. I have medical insurance on the kids. Guess what? More is better than none.
Exactly.
This is crazy.
3-2, those are fine. Y'all gonna be joint managing conservators. Did not request any back child support for the new child. Y'all can use the app close to communicate. Standard visitation with an exchange location. I'm changing the other parts here. There's no corporal punishment by your girlfriend or fiance, Mr. Henry. She's not to touch your children for any disciplinary reasons, but I'm allowing you to do that, Mr. Henry, as long as it's within reason. If it's unreasonable, then
you can beat your kids, but your fiance can't.
Within reason. Being that these 2 ladies don't like each other, I don't want this other
Shut
lady
up, Aguilar. You're a piece
in
of shit,
disciplining
Judge,
the children.
Your Honor, she wouldn't do that. She wouldn't.
We don't know.
She knows better.
I don't know that she knows better.
We don't play that. We don't play that, Your Honor.
Then why she's still getting texts?
To be honest with you, Mr. Henry, I don't.
She's texting the mother.
I'm not going to go through this again. I'm trying to give my ruling. You need to listen. If it's not an issue, then why are you arguing with me? No corporal punishment by the fiance. Period. Why do we have to argue about that?
He ain't arguing. He said they already know about that. Shut up and move on. He's trying down the hill that doesn't need to be died on.
Children, if he's got family out of town, he should be able to do that. He should be able to go on vacation as long as it's within the time periods for the visitation, not in excess of the visitation. As far as child support be $1,375. Health insurance to be covered by Ms. Bearden with a reimbursement of $250 a month. Dental insurance to be covered by Mr. Henry. And I'm granting Ms. Bearden's request for non-disclosure of her address.
She already know where she
We
lives.
should take care of all the issues that we have. Let me look through my notes.
Your Honor.
I think that covers all the issues that we have. I'm not going to change my mind. If you have a quick question, I can do that, but I'm not changing my mind.
Lazy ass
Yes, ma'am?
motherfucker.
So originally when I was in that separate meeting,
I
it
don't want to hear
wasn't,
about your separate meeting. What's your question?
I wanted to know if the kids could not be dropped off out of state, not go out of state, just dropped off and left.
You don't have to pick them up. You don't have to take them anywhere. Mr. Henry has our responsibility to pick them up from your residence. Or
No,
if you
sir.
meet at an exchange location, you can do that too. But you have no obligation to take the children anywhere.
No, sir. My question was if Mr. Henry can just drop the children off out of state when he has them for the summer and then pick them up 2 months later. Can I have it in there?
He doesn't have 2 months. He only has 30 days.
Well, for 30 days, can we have it in there to, he doesn't drop the kids off with relatives for those 30 days?
Why would we need that?
Because he works. So he drops them off with his sister who does give corporal punishment. So in the case that he has to work, I don't mind being an open door. He can drop them off with me and pick them up whenever he has availability during those 30 days. I just don't want the children dropped off with people that, to be honest with you, they're not familiar with for 30 days.
They're not familiar with his family.
Henry, how he wants to use his 30 days.
Okay.
All right, y'all are, the Attorney General's office will draft an order based on my findings and rulings today. Y'all need to abide by those rulings even if you may not agree. You need to add the app close to your app immediately so that y'all can communicate through
That's
there.
bullshit.
Need to, of course, standing orders are that y'all are not to harass or cause anybody else to harass any other party in this case. If they are doing that, you need to make sure that they are not doing that. They can be in violation of that order as well. Y'all are done with court today. You can press leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.
That's garbage.
I would have an issue with the out-of-state shit though too, for the simple fact that once those kids leave the state, this judge's orders
the
don't
problem
mean
is
shit.
the problem with her is she's trying to dictate everything that fucking happens. No, that's not how that works. Just because you're the mother don't mean you get to dictate everything. And she said they're known for using fucking force. How the fuck if they? And then she said they're not familiar with them. You can't have it both ways. Either they're familiar with the kids, the other people, or not. Which one is it? Something's not adding the fuck up.
But Tom, that still doesn't address the issue that once they're out of the state, that state's fucking orders mean nothing.
Well, again, it doesn't even fucking matter because she shouldn't be able to dictate everything, and that's what she's trying to do. And I don't like that shit. Because that shit is bullshit. If you ask me, it's my personal opinion. I just think that she don't want the fiance to see the motherfucker. I mean, she said first she said not to see him. Then she switched it up to not be able to be with what was it? God damn it. Not to have
unsupervised.
Unsupervised.
Not to be left unsupervised with.
Yeah, because she has a problem with her. It didn't say she had a problem with the kids, just a problem with her.
Yeah, but bitches are petty, you know that.
Yeah, bitches are petty, but that's the problem. She's trying to motherfucking be the ruler of the fucking nation.
I'm talking about the other one being petty too.
Well, listen, I already know.
She's real petty if she sending naked pictures to her. Dude, that's some petty shit for adults. Come on. Who's being petty here?
Both of them. But that's the difference. You know, they probably did that at the beginning, like he said. You know what he said? That shit was over a long time ago. You know whose mind is still on?
That's what he said.
That's what he said.
I
can only take them both for what they both say. I can't add nothing or take nothing away. He said he gave his side and she gave her side. Now, who's right and all these things? I don't know. I can't say either one, but I want to say this. You can't just have one party dictating every goddamn thing, and the other party just have to lay down and take it. Fuck that. That's not how it's supposed to work. You're just as much as a parent as she is. And that's how I look at it. But that's just me. But and she called him the N-word, so you know she's racist.
She got 2 black kids.
I don't mean she can say it, right? You ain't shit, man. Hold on, let me get rid of this.
She ain't much of a racist.
Well, that just
or she a pretty bad one.
Just because you like black dick don't mean you like black people. At least that's what I was told, man.
It would not appear so in this situation, sir.
That's true. That's true. Let's go with this one.
Because this wasn't a one and done, sir.
Yeah. This was 2 and done.
Given Mr. Gonda's penchant for murderous threats via text.
You don't talk with your current relationship about killing off the last relationship
But
in a way that actually winds up being murder.
This is the specific statement that he made in front of the child. I know you don't like hearing me say this, but I will kill her someday. This is the same gentleman that said that he would, quote, choke the C word out in the front yard.
You guys have basically both
the C word, though.
Pressed a nuclear button.
The C word.
Could I ask one question, if I may? And Steph, this is for
He's
you.
a serial killer.
She doesn't. live
No, Your Honor.
No. You're gonna have to go through your attorneys, Mr. Gonda.
This is indicative of how this gentleman behaves.
I'm telling you, that guy's a serial killer.
All right, we can now do Kolakowski or Gonda versus Gonda.
Well, let's go ahead and get that one over with.
Sorry to surprise you.
No, that's okay. I just
There's obvious history in this
headache all week, so there's always at least one.
Yeah.
Looking serious, referee.
Yeah, well, there's always that one motion, if not two, that drive me nuts all week after I read them on Monday, and then I reread them, and then I reread them, and then I reread them. Yours happens to be it. So now that I've read everything, and I believe everyone's connected, Mr. Reens, can you confirm you're connected?
I'm here, Your Honor.
Okay, good. Mr. Gonda, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, and I think I heard Miss Kolakowski's voice just for a second there, so I know she connected. All right, let's go ahead and go on the record in the matter of Gonda, now Kolakowski versus Gonda, case number 15-030414DM. Mr. Reens, anything you want to add to your motion?
So, Your Honor, we originally filed our motion to modify parenting time, asking that Mr. Gonda's parenting time be supervised and to appoint a counselor for this minor child. Later that same day, I received a motion to change custody filed on Mr. Gonda's behalf. We filed a fairly voluminous response to that on Wednesday. The court may recall that in one of my responses, I noted that it was my suspicion, given Mr. Gonda's penchant for murderous threats via text, that his contention that he had never said any of those things in front of the minor child was inaccurate. I was then on Thursday able to interview Mr. Gonda's latest girlfriend, Miss Rizzo. Miss Rizzo is the person who sought and obtained a personal protection order in Ottawa County based upon Mr. Gonda's physical assaults upon her. And then Miss Rizzo informed Miss Kolakowski of Mr. Gonda's threats against her. And the reason that I give the court that background is these are her statements to me in her interview. In December of 2023, Mr. Gonda, contrary to his assertions in his pleadings that his threats are historical and jokes, made the specific statement to Miss Rizzo that he intended to kill Miss Kolakowski, that he had found someone to do so, but he wasn't sure if he could trust this person yet. What was particularly chilling to Miss Rizzo, and I think absolutely relevant to this court's determination, is that Mr. Gonda didn't say this in the heat of anger. He didn't say this as a joke. He said it nonchalantly as the completion of a plan that he had been formulating. Your Honor, he quite clearly intended to do so. His multiple text messages, which say so, establish that. And then I asked Ms. Rizzo again, did Mr. Gonda make these statements in front of the child? And this is the specific statement that he made in front of the child. And it is so concerning on so many levels. Quote, "I know you don't like hearing me say this, but I will kill her someday." To the child.
Okay, that's too much. I don't care if the kid's 17 and turning 18 tomorrow. That's not something you say to a child about their mother.
This is the same gentleman that said that he would, quote, choke the C word out in the front yard.
I've read the text.
Parenting time exchange.
I've read the text, Mr. Raines, yes.
The response that I get is, just kidding. Murder, it's funny. You know,
Kinda
this is
is
the
kinda
love
funny a little
language
bit, I
of
ain't
these
gonna lie.
people. I cannot imagine
It's dumb.
a more
Yeah.
offensive way to respond to this motion. I cannot imagine Mr. Gonda living in a world where all of these things didn't happen. Your Honor, he ran a full evidentiary hearing on the motion to terminate the PPO on the Rizzo PPO in Ottawa County.
That was a
And
dumb move, man.
Judge Van
I'll
Allsburg
say
did
that.
not hesitate to dismiss his motion because it was so clearly specious.
So not only did he object to the PPO against his latest ex, Ms. Rizzo, but he was granted a full evidentiary hearing to terminate it. And the judge was like, yeah, it's going to be a no from me, dog. What it tells me is that this guy is capable of violence and neither ex is safe. And I don't think the kid is safe either. Even if there hasn't been a history of physical harm to
This is
her,
crazy,
if Ms.
man.
Rizzo's telling the truth about what he said he was going to do to her mother, she needs to be removed from the situation
Well,
as soon as
and
possible.
the fact
That
he
same
told
reasoning applies
the
to his
lawyer,
motion to change custody here. It is without foundation. It is a gasp. It is seeking to deflect. It is doing the same thing, but actually at a hearing that he tried to do via two covert motions that he filed ex parte. There are two ex parte petitions that were filed in this thing after Ms. Kolakowski found out that Mr. Gonda was trying to murder her, and she's never been served with them. The only thing she ever got was the motion denying them. And I have the proof of service sitting in front of me here from Ms. Pauletta's office that says that. And if you look at those ex parte petitions, you can tell why they were filed. They make no sense whatsoever. There's no reason to file them ex parte because the relief that's requested is don't put the child in counseling. How is that an ex parte petition? He's simply trying to get ahead of what he knows is coming. It's here now. He can't get away from it. He has done these things. He has made these threats. He said these things in front of the children, and he can't take them back. And I would tell you that after she got the PPO, she continued to send this child for parenting time. She did so because she knows she has to honor this court's orders. And she continued to use, against her better judgment, her current husband, Mr. Kolakowski, to achieve those transfers. When it became apparent that Mr. Kolakowski was conspiring with Mr. Gonda on any number of nefarious schemes, she discontinued that practice and insisted that these folks meet at the Walker Police Department.
Yeah, y'all heard that right. Mom is in the middle of a nasty divorce with her current husband, Mr. Kolakowski, who's actively conspiring against her with her other ex, Mr. Gonda.
How many exes do she got?
What happens there, and this is what happens, right?
Someone seems to be the problem.
Is she currently getting divorced from Mr. Kolakowski?
Absolutely. And she has left the house because Mr. Kolakowski is not a force for good. And Mr. Gonda has utilized Mr. Kolakowski repeatedly. So this is where I would.
So bottom line, what's happening here is the exes are getting together to conspire with the other side from both sides.
Well,
his current ex and her former ex are conspiring to work together, and her ex and his ex are now conspiring to work together. It sounds like we got a force of 2-on-2 here.
Well,
I'm dealing with the underlying allegations. Bottom line, we have domestic violence. That's, I think, if there's a PPO against in current domestic violence, and that's the allegations by the current about to be, or the current ex, I think that those are a valid concern of the court. I haven't heard from Miss Paletta. Mr. Reens, I'm going to hear from Miss Paletta. I was going to give you each 5 minutes, but I let it go on a little bit longer because I wanted to hear, because I have read the pleadings. You've said nothing other than the fact that you've interviewed Mr. Gonda's current ex that isn't in your pleadings. I've read them. I've read the text messages, and the court is going to take them seriously. This is not a joke. You don't
Understood.
threaten to
It's
kill
not a joke.
someone as a joke.
That's
and you
true.
don't talk about it nonchalantly. And I've got
You don't tell the kid you're going to kill his mother.
Yeah, he has a point. But, you know, motherfuckers be like, fuck him. Be like, fuck him. I get it, but, you know.
I mean, are you trying to lose your kids?
Listen.
Because that's how you lose your kids.
If you got 2 prior exes conspiring with two exes that are conspiring to do you dirty, that means you might be doing something wrong. I don't know.
Either that or that pussy's that good. You don't want to give it up.
I don't know. It can't listen. Listen, these motherfuckers joined forces. They fucking joined fucking forces. Someone gotta be one. Listen, both of them you can't say 2 is crazy when that bitch might be the most craziest one.
Yeah, but she's not threatening murder in front of the child.
Yeah, that's because what's she gonna do? They joined forces, sir, to conspire to make sure this bitch was threatened.
All right. So in other words, right?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Gouda has had a spy, right? With her ex, with her future ex. Where's the text about murdering him? Where's the threats?
Well, again, they don't have to because they're conspiring together.
Yes,
together.
Yes, but he is feeding him information about her. I say again, where's the threats? Where's the psychotic action? There's none being claimed. There's none being claimed.
True, but she's a psychotic ex, so that's.
Well, you'd be psychotic if somebody's threatening to kill you too.
Well, you know, listen, I don't know about that, Mayo. Listen, a lot of people have threatened to kill me, and I've never went psychotic. I'm just saying. I've been threatened. I'm surprised I wasn't threatened last night. Well, in the morning.
Yeah, but that's just YouTube, man. That's just normal.
It was text message. Motherfucker really wanted to threaten you. Listen, she could have did it in person. That's when you know it's real.
He told the child.
Oh, well, that's even better. Tell your mama I'm gonna kill her ass next time I see her. That's what he said. That's all he said, bitch. Tell that hoe, well, next time I see her, I'm gonna kill that bitch. That's probably what he said.
Yes. And even if she is the problem, he just stupid.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's smart.
Dumb.
That motherfucker's an actual retarded.
Yeah. And he sounds like he's a retarded lawyer.
Oh, you right. He looked like one though.
Because he filed those things himself.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, he damn sure.
Notice he ain't got no lawyer up there, right?
Yeah, I want to know what his profession is now. You got me.
I bet you he's a lawyer.
He does look like a stuck-up prick.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the text, Miss Paletta. So I'm afraid the only thing that I would ask is I needed to know when those texts were done. But
the texts have been over the last several years, but the statements to Miss Rizzo are within the last 2 months. And the last thing I'll leave to the court with is we're doing parenting time exchanges at the Walker Police Department. I send a letter to Miss Paletta saying Miss Kolakowski will remain in her car and won't have any interaction with Mr. Gonda. And I asked Miss Paletta to tell Mr. Gonda to do the same thing. Last Saturday, what happens? They show up at the Walker Police Department, and as soon as Miss Kolakowski pulls up, Mr. Gonda gets out of the car, immediately begins filming her with his phone. The child says, "Dad, will you help me with my suitcase?" He refuses to do so because it interferes with his filming. This gentleman cannot contain.
That wasn't part of your pleading. So
it wasn't because it just happened.
Ms. Paletta, I know you filed a counter motion, so you filed it second. That's why I let Mr. Reens go first. What do you have to add to yours?
Well, to answer the court's question, it's these, I understand that the court wants to take these text messages seriously. We in no way said that they were a joke. We said that they were private conversations between Ms. Rizzo and Mr. Ganda.
Of course they were
And
private
if the
conversations.
complete
What the fuck?
texts are
That's
read,
stupid.
Ms. Rizzo is right in there. And the court read our pleadings with how she was describing Mrs. Kolakowski.
It still takes
with
nothing against the fact that it was
if not
said.
more language than Mr.
Yeah,
Ganda.
yeah, I guess.
I think it's fair to say that Ms. Rizzo probably would not intend for Ms. Kolakowski, especially at this point, to be aware of those texts, just like Mr. Ganda had no intention of Mrs. Kolakowski knowing about what he was texting. It
Well,
was,
no, I'm sure he had no idea he
things
was
that we
going to
say
tell his
between
wife.
significant
his ex-wife
others
he's gonna
are
kill her.
often intended to stay between significant others. Now, I understand the
Including
court's
hiring
concern.
hit people?
There is no text that talks about a hit person.
No, the
There
police
is
report.
no text that talks about a hit person, and that's
There is a police report.
Yes,
Wait.
because Ms. Kolakowski-
Just because you write a police report don't mean everything in that police report is absolutely accurate. That's weird, Mayo. That's weird.
I'd have
There's
to know
no
where all
text.
the information came from, though.
Yeah, but there's no text
Yeah,
saying
but-
it, but she
yeah, but
made a
if-
police report about it. But she has text messages for everything else, but not that one. Come on.
No, but the woman in the other text stated that they had discussed it.
Yeah. Well, they didn't say nothing about a fucking hitman, Mayo.
Yes, she did. That's how her lawyer found out about it, was by talking to Miss Rizzo, who now has a PO order against Mr. Gouda for threat.
I just think it's fishy, dog.
I don't. I think they all crazy.
Well, that's true. I'm not saying that.
But she's not stupid or crazy enough to threaten his fucking life.
Yeah,
And
that's
fucking
true.
hire a hitman and say I have somebody in mind. I just don't know if I trust him yet.
That's still fucked up, but it's still funny. I don't care what no one say. I'm hiring me a hitman to kill this bitch, and it's a joke. You know that I'm joking when I say that. You got to make sure you put the joking in there when you say it.
It's always funny until somebody dies.
Yeah. Well, listen.
Then it's fucking hilarious.
Well, you know, someone about to get this work. Goddammit.
Oh yeah.
Someone about to get this fucking work.
Hey,
Someone about to lay down and get out.
Mr. Good is gonna fuck himself up with this judge. I can already tell.
Oh yeah. Well, this judge is pretty evenly killed, which I like him. That's why I like him. He's even. He doesn't take shit from either side. He likes the actual sincerity behind it. So he's not a bad judge to me. I give him that. He's not that bad of a judge. But let's continue.
She came up with that all on her own. And you could see that the Walker PD investigated that and said that there is nothing to it.
No, they said there is no crime to be charged. They did not say there's nothing to it.
Well, they stopped their investigation.
Yes.
They stopped their investigation. There is no hitman. There is no.
No, it's just it was mentioned, but there is threats and thoughts to want to kill another party. And if Miss Rizzo's involved in that, she's just as culpable. She's just not before the court right now.
Okay.
Maybe they should have subpoenaed her.
Yeah, man, yeah. You're right,
But
man.
they didn't want her in there because she's got a PO against the same dude.
And
Nor would she be in this case.
And that's fine. And
that's not a normal conversation. You don't talk with your current relationship about killing off the last relationship.
But
in a way that actually winds up being murder.
The distinction in this is that there was no act in furtherance of it. There was no intention for Ms. Kolakowski to find out about it. Ms. Rizzo was so concerned about it that she waited 2 years to publish it. Ms. Rizzo left Mr. Ganda in mid-December. 3 weeks later, she decides to tell Mrs. Kolakowski about these 2-year-old texts. There's no imminent threat here. I understand that.
That's a different thing if they're 2 years old. This is
Just
weird,
the
Mayo.
texts are. Just the texts are.
But
The
did he
texts
say
aren't the whole portion of it.
Mayo, you give them a little bit too much grace, man.
No, sir.
Fuck these crazy motherfuckers.
I'm looking at a dude who told his kid he was going to kill his mom.
Well, he didn't like his mom. I understand. The bitch was probably trifling. The bitch was probably trifling. Yeah, I get Fanny vibes. That's I get. I get Fanny vibes.
Yeah. I got a feeling that Mr. Gouda going to show his ass in this court.
Yeah, let's go.
That the court doesn't like the idea that Mr. Ganda said these things and that they're grossly inappropriate. But that doesn't make it an imminent threat. It doesn't make it so that Ms. Kolakowski is in any danger at all. When Mr. Reams alleges that these threats were being made over a period of 2 years, that's totally incorrect. These were all 2 years ago. In December of 2023, Mrs. Kolakowski was eliciting the help of Mr. Ganda and her businesses. If you want new information that I just found out yesterday, there are text photos that Mrs. Kolakowski sent to Mr. Ganda of her bare back and her upper bare chest showing him a rash. She's not afraid of this man. She's not afraid that this man is going to kill her. She was texting him from Florida with photos of herself and asking him if she wanted him or if he wanted her to.
Well, yeah, because she didn't know he was trying to kill her.
She wasn't afraid of him. It was only when Ms. Rizzo received pushback on her PPO in late December 30th, I believe, 29th or 30th, that Ms. Rizzo decided that she was going to get back Mr. Ganda and bring out these old texts.
I doubt it.
The allegations that led and
what the fuck was that? This is a stupid fucking case, man. I don't understand this shit. He fakely hired a hitman. You know what? White people going white people. Cracker going cracker. I'm telling you what.
The guy's just dumb.
Yeah,
he don't need to have kids under his
well, that's
care.
too late. Under his care, sure. Yeah, but it's like it's too late. He already got them motherfuckers. Damn. Oh, okay. This motherfucker's a retard.
Substantiated the PPO against Mr. Ganda for Ms. Rizzo are also years old. No police reports, no injuries, no complaints. Only when they broke up, she decided that that was non-consensual contact. Again, because they are so alarming.
Now there's consensual
court, just like this court has legitimate concerns, and I understand that. And that's why we go to links to explain. Not only is this all old, but it's also aggravated by the fact that Ms. Kolakowski suffers from significant mental illness and alcohol abuse. As far as new information,
she's fucking crazy.
The minor child and that we've supplied text.
I was going to say, when were those texts done?
The texts from the minor child, yes, those were through 2022 and 2023, and there's also recent texts. And the minor child is afraid to be with Mrs. Kolakowski alone. She doesn't want to be alone.
Okay, we got new evidence, Mayo.
Well, we're listening. Let us listen.
Okay, all right.
Because her mother doesn't control her drinking. Mrs. Kolakowski says, talk about taking things not seriously. Mrs. Kolakowski doesn't seem to want to take her mental health seriously. And Mr. Reams' thing is, oh yeah, well, she was released from she was released from Pine Rest on her own accord and no medications. They were improperly prescribed. But as of December 2023, Mrs. Kolakowski is
You muted.
And that's fine, but she doesn't take them and she drinks in excess. I have spoken with Mr. Kolakowski, even as late as last weekend. Mrs. Kolakowski was drinking to excess and the minor child expressed fear about it. Mrs. Kolakowski posted something on TikTok about moving into her new apartment. Oh, look at me, I'm starting over. And the minor child saw it, and the minor child said, look, see, big glass of wine right there. She doesn't want to be alone with her mother drinking.
A big glass of
Our
wine is not
ask
drunk
is
off your
that
ass.
there be
Yes,
a
sir.
full
Come on
evidentiary hearing
now.
on this. The court needs-
Mayo, you stop giving these women extra shit, sir. This bitch was an if one female has one glass of wine, they ain't stopping. Stop it, Mayo. Them bitches drink forever, ever.
Okay, Patron.
Yeah.
Where you keep your bottle at, Tom?
Right next to me, because you know I love my Patron. But that's not the problem. The problem is women who drink wine, motherfucking literally
Men
don't
who
stop
keep
at one
Patron
glass.
within arm's reach, sir.
That's because that's where my bottle is. That doesn't have nothing to do about me drinking. You know what I'm saying? Them bitches drink. Well, listen, one glass, they ain't stopping at one. That's just like saying Nice is stopping at one box wine. He ain't. Once you start, you can't stop because it's sweet. This bitch is crazy.
Needs to hear everything, not just the bombastic pieces, and
She
needs
said
to hear
bombastic.
everything, needs to get all of the witnesses, hear from family members, school members who will support Mr. Ganda's position. We're asking right now that the parenting time continue as is, that both parties be restricted from consuming alcohol during parenting time, that a GAL be appointed, and that we have a counselor. With respect to the counselor, finally, Judge, Ann Bixler was the ask of the plaintiff. We had a GAL in the last case, Margaret Allen. Margaret Allen requested that Ann Bixler be phased out because she wasn't neutral. Melissa Athman took over, and January or February of 2020, saw the minor child until September of 2020, and then suggested that the minor child no longer needed counseling. Mr. Ganda is not opposed to counseling. He just doesn't want Ann Bixler, and he doesn't want Denise Potter, who still has affiliation with CPS and investigated Mr. Ganda previously. So we're asking for immediate counseling if we can get into somebody for the minor child. She's very distressed about this. The minor child wants to be heard. And we need to get this transportation aspect ironed out as well, because
by 3:30.
the Walker Police, there's 3 individuals from the Walker Police that we intend to call as witnesses. So we don't believe that that is a good place for the exchange to take place. We were asking for the Granville Police Department. So
it's really hard to kill her.
Again, I think once the court gets behind all the bombastic and the Mr. Reen's channeling his inner, I don't know what, but actor or Donald Trump or whatever it is, with the flowery language and the bombacity, then the court will see what's really going on here. I've talked to Mr. Kolakowski extensively yesterday, Trump. And there is example after example.
You hear that, Tom?
He's a fucking hater. He's a fucking hater, dog.
A tornado alarm was sign of an invasion. The light on the TV was spying on them. That's why she went to Pine Rest, Judge. And when she doesn't take her medications and she drinks, she returns to those types of behaviors, and it's very scary for this minor child.
After reading the file and reading all of the attachments to the pleadings, I'm not sure I trust this child to be with either one of these parents. Damn. I would love to find a third party custodian for this child. I am more concerned about Mr. Ganda than I am about Mrs. Kolakowski and her mental illness. But what we've got is someone who suffers from a mental illness as well as some alcohol problems. And the child has texted that she has concerns. Normally I don't read child's texts, but since there were so many texts involved in this, I read everything. I'm very definitely concerned about Mr. Ganda and his thought patterns. So I've got basically someone who is a domestic abuser and a very controlling individual on the one side, and a person who suffers from mental illness and reacts to that controlling behavior on the other. And concerns from both parties. So I am going to order the child into counseling. I'm not sure which counselor to do. I don't think any of the former counselors are a good idea. I'd like somebody fresh. If the two of you can't agree, that would be fine. I'm not sure whether a hearing would be more appropriate or the front of the court would be more appropriate at this point, because I'm not sure the front of the court can vet this out as best as you two can at a hearing. My
Your Honor,
concern
my vote would be for a hearing.
Okay. I will grant a hearing on custody, parenting time, and child support. Again, you may ask the judge to do it. You can agree to my doing it, or you can, the judge has the right to send me the hearing. So it's up to you two to discuss whether you'd have it in front of the judge or you'd agree to my hearing it. That's up to you two. Because I have grave concerns in both parties' cases because of what's been alleged, I'm not changing the underlying custody. I'm not changing the underlying parenting time. This child will continue with both parties until further order. The parties need, I'm going to order them to stay in their own cars. This child is old enough to deal with exchanging.
The child can walk out on her own.
Parties themselves do not need to be. I'm not, like I said, I'm not sure I trust either one of you to have this child. I'd order the child to the grandparents' house if I could right now, but I'm not going to do that on a Friday morning until we vet this all out. And there's going to be a several-day trial. So again, judge or me, it's up to you two. But you don't have to make that decision right now. Ms. Paletta, Mr. Reens, you can discuss that on your own. But I'm not changing anything right now because of these. You guys have basically both pressed a nuclear button on each other. Like I said, we've got team ups of X's here that are really interfering with the case, that are not helpful. Each party is going to testify to other things. The former texts probably weren't as concerning Ms. Paletta because they were in the past until she found out, according to his now ex, that there were current ones as well. That brings all of it and dredges it all into it. And then he can't complain that she goes off mentally when she sees such things. This would be disturbing for anyone. The fact that he did it in the first place is the biggest problem. But the domestic violence and stuff and the issues, the personal protection order with the current ex and the allegations alone meet the threshold for Vodvarka for custody, parenting time, and child support. So I'm granting that hearing, but I'm not changing anything until then. The Walker Police Department will remain as the pickup and drop off point. If they're witnesses, great. They have more to witness.
Could I ask one question, if I may? And Steph, this is for you too. Now that she doesn't live
No, Your Honor.
No. You're going to have to go through your attorneys, Mr. Gonda.
This is indicative of how this gentleman behaves.
Whatever.
Mr.
I
Reed.
do have a question.
Yes.
I have a question. The question is, they split the cost of counseling 50-50?
Pursuant to their incomes, the same as you would do any other healthcare.
But there's no child support right now because they have 50-50. So there's no child support.
That doesn't mean their incomes are equal.
No,
I know, just asking. I don't know what their incomes are. So there is no child support order, so we don't know
That's
that.
entirely fine. In proportion to their income. It's entirely fine.
Yeah, and I agree. Just find out what their gross incomes are and do the percentage. And that's the way it should be split. The same as we do any other healthcare. Anything else?
That's it, Your Honor.
Well, yeah, like I said, I wish I could have pulled a trigger on something, but you guys have both launched nuclear missiles at each other. And I'm not sure the devastation goes to both of them from the allegations. Everybody's allegations are concerning. I just don't know which is worse. But they are concerning both ways. Okay. So I'm leaving everything status quo. This is what they agreed to. As one of the pleadings pointed out, they've been doing this for 2 years. And the child doesn't seem to be affected. So the parenting time for each party will remain. It's about their argument with each other that's the biggest problem. I want to hear from a counselor as to how the child is faring and whether it may be appropriate to get a third-party custodian here. Have a good morning, everybody. Mr.
Thank you,
Rees,
Your
will you draft? Well, there's no order to really draft except for the counseling.
There is.
Counseling and the.
Hey, I don't like Matt Reens. Oh, hold on, bro. I don't like Matt Reens, and I damn sure don't like Mrs. Kalowski because even the child said she is drunk. And I don't like drunk, sir.
Does the child know what a drunk is, sir?
Yes, the child is old enough to do.
A glass of wine is not proof of a drunk.
Hey, when she can only take pictures of one, it doesn't mean it wasn't more to follow.
But when your evidence is a picture of a TikTok with one glass of wine, sir, come on.
How long was that TikTok supposed to be?
That's evidence of over drinking, sir.
Yeah, and when it's a child giving it to you.
No, sir.
The child knows what a drunk is, even though people think children don't know what drunks are. Children know what drunks are. They live with
How?
What do you mean? How would a child will know what a fucking drunk is?
How?
Easily, because if the bitch is drinking every goddamn day. Listen, I got a niece
You're drunk?
that's a motherfucking drunk, and I know all her kids are like fucking between the ages of 12 and down. All of them know them motherfuckers. She's a goddamn drunk. Literally. There's no shade to her. She's just a drunk. And children know drunks. Shit.
Percentage
One
on
glass
that.
ain't evidence, sir.
And then if you want to put in that, I'm sure the court will issue a notice on the hearing.
Damn. Now my brother
So
said she
you
locked up in
also,
a pen with
if I
my
understand, you
other.
also ordered that at parenting
His
time
wife
exchanges,
is
neither of them
crazy.
get out of their
Get out of the car. Correct.
And the parenting time exchange is at the Walker PD.
Correct.
Thank you. I will draft.
And if the child requests help with a suitcase, that's a whole other issue.
The child's 13. The child can carry.
The child should
child
be able
knows
to
a drunk
carry, but
Mayo.
that's a pretty hefty suitcase, I
You
would
can't
think.
carry a suitcase
because it's a week's worth of
It's
clothes.
a female,
right?
sir.
Again,
It don't matter.
That is an.
You can't carry it. It ain't yours.
I know. Tell the 13-year-old that she's going to have to either put it in two separate suitcases that are smaller. That way she can handle each suitcase, but she's going to have to carry it.
Mayo. Anyway, I will say that that judge is absolutely fair down the middle, and
Sadly,
he's not
even a judge.
Well, he's a mediator,
Yeah. Sadly, he's not even a judge.
a referee. That's what that's called, a referee,
Yeah.
which is fine. I'm cool with that, but he doesn't do a bad job refereeing. So that's
No.
not like the other white dude we watched yet today. That motherfucker's a
That guy's piece
dickhead.
of shit. That guy's a piece of shit.
Ah, shit. All right. We're on our last video of the day before I go take these chairmen and go hit some golf balls. I don't think it's a long one, but oh, damn, it's 27 minutes. So that brings us right around 3:30. So let's go.
The Trent District Court of Travis County is now in session. The Honorable Jessica Mangrum presiding.
All right, good afternoon. Welcome to the 200th District Court. We are here for an emergency hearing in cause number D1 FM 16-001802. And before we proceed, I'd just like to get the attorneys to make their announcements and introduce whoever you have in the virtual courtroom.
Jason Wright for petitioner Bismarck Boki, Katie Valle as well for Bismarck Boki. We also have Auburn Gallagher and Tanya Pogue, who are the exchange supervisors for the case.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. V. Wynn for Lavisha Stingley, the mother, the respondent in the matter.
Okay. All right, thank you. And who is Mr. or Ms. Kerr?
That's true.
That's my sister. She's a witness.
Okay, well, this is not an evidentiary hearing, so I'd be surprised if we are hearing from any witnesses. Typically, these hearings are very short, and so we do not take testimony typically. Mr. Wright, it's your motion, so you may lay out your arguments.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes, as our petition states, Your Honor, we have a situation where Ms. Stingley has once again taken possession of, at this time, one of the children outside of the court order. She has taken the child and is now hiding the child from my client. She has taken the child from the school. It was an incident, as our affidavit and our pleadings state, where she attempted to take both children. My client was able to take possession of his son. She drove off with the daughter, and that was the 1st of March, and the child has not been returned to school since. We have not, and we don't know where the child is, and has not been returned. he has possession of his son, but on Monday or Tuesday of this week, there was another attempt to take possession of him by the mother, this time using a male friend of hers to approach the child. They were able to avoid that. Police were called, incident report was made, but the mother drove off. And so since that point, my client has kept his son away from school to avoid potential risk or being taken, since the school doesn't have any orders to prevent people from going up there, or there's an issue there. So that's where we are. That's where we have pled for what we've pled for. This will be or would be the third time that we've had to get the court to order Ms. Stingley to return the child. We felt like a writ of attachment at this point was more appropriate than a writ of habeas. We've had 2 writs of habeas issued against Ms. Stingley in prior times. And at this point, we don't know where she is. We don't know where the daughter is. We need the court's help, and we need some new orders in place to get some temporary orders. But what we really need is some emergency relief to get walls in between, multiple walls in between Ms. Stingley and her children for any kind of possession between now and when we can get this case resolved. So that's why we're here, based on our pleadings and the affidavits attached to it. The supervisors are here. If the court has any questions or clarifications as to why or how we got here, I can clarify that as well. But that's why we pled what we pled.
Okay, understood. And I did review the application and the papers that you have filed. Ms. Nguyen, I am interested in hearing what your client has to say for herself.
Understood, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Your Honor. I guess I can say it this way, Your Honor. First of all, I'd like to say that we definitely need some emergency orders with you, Judge. I think the last time I was in front of Judge Rodriguez, it was a long, very long hearing, supervisors involved. Where things got to this point, Judge, is because the supervisors have made a CPS report, and then they wrote an email saying they were no longer to be supervisors, and then everything just stood still. And then you had dad holding on to the kids, not exchanging the kids, and here we are, Judge. So what we would like, Your Honor, I can't defend what my client is doing one way or another, but I do believe that we need some orders for you, especially in light of the fact that supervisors are not wanting to come forward and do the exchange. And as a result of that, Judge, we got 2 people. It's like a showdown in a sense, or a standoff in a sense, that nobody's exchanging children because the supervisors don't want to be involved. And CPS has closed their case against my client. So, Your Honor, in all, we are asking for your help as well. I know that it had to kind of lead to this emergency hearing, but we need some orders, Judge. Guaranteed. That's what we need. And I wasn't a part of what happened with this whole thing with school or anything like that happened when I was apprised of it. I know that Mr. Wright had asked me about it, and I said, well, we definitely need some orders in place. And when this hearing was set with you, I thought this would be a great opportunity to have you admonish or tell everyone that what we need to do, because otherwise we have no orders.
Okay. And Ms. Nguyen, you don't dispute the allegations that Ms. Stingley is not entitled to access and possession. She took the child from school on a day and time that she did not have access and possession.
Your Honor, I would say that if it was outside the orders, then definitely I would not dispute as an officer of the court that that's the case, Judge. No.
Okay.
So in other words, this bitch is stealing kids.
The orders that we have in place, that Judge Rodriguez put in place, was that supervisor would stay in exchange, but we no longer have those people involved.
Well, and
not to defend what my client did, though, Judge. I don't mean that as well. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Let me just, I guess, Ms. Gallagher, if you want to just give the court a very short synopsis of why you're no longer willing to supervise these exchanges. You're on mute, though, so you need to unmute. Ms. Gallagher?
Okay, got it, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Okay, Your Honor, the reason I terminated my part with the exchanges is because there's been an ongoing situation with these children coming back reeking of marijuana. It's been an ongoing problem. The last hearing we had, after the hearing, Ms. Stingley tested positive 8.85 picograms of Delta 9, which is illegal in Texas. That is not medical marijuana. And currently, what finally did it for me is the last time I exchanged these children, the son, Junior, when I got him from Miss Stingley, was so high he could barely stand up. He was very lethargic, reeking of marijuana. When Mr. Boinke took him to get a hair follicle test, he tested over 40 picograms of native THC in his hair follicle. And I, Your Honor, with good conscience, cannot continue to exchange these children when I feel like they're at risk and they're unsafe. That's not something I'm willing to do.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I appreciate hearing from you. Mr. Wright, is there anything else that you have not mentioned to the court as far as the TRO or the writ of attachment?
Yeah, other than I just want to clarify, it was 4,000 picograms, not 40, that the child tested positive for. And there are no affirmative plea. As far as I know, Ms. Wynn has not filed anything. I have not received any notifications, communications, anything from her regarding the change of exchanges, trying to get a new supervisor, filing any kind of motion. This is, again, another example of self-help by her client. And when I will say, Ms. Wynn's responses to me earlier in the week before we filed, when I tried to reach out to her, trying to solve this without the court's intervention, was not exactly as cooperative and forthcoming as she represented today as far as her position on what her client has or hasn't done. So that's what's led us to this position. We just need to get these kids back, and I need to keep her away from that school, and we need to have no access to possession until we can have a full evidentiary hearing on this issue.
Okay. And Ms. Wynn, your client understands that the court is being asked to send a law enforcement officer to retrieve the child.
She's aware.
I don't know who the child is.
Previous writs that she's had, Judge, which I wasn't part of. My client
So
is
the mother
aware of what
Stingley,
the
father
significance
is
would be with those orders, Judge.
Okay. Have you
Yeah,
discussed
okay,
with
I guess,
her
with the
whether
father.
it would be a good idea to relinquish possession of the child in lieu of the court sending law enforcement to pick up the child?
No, Your Honor, I haven't. But I can definitely do that. If you give me a moment, I could definitely do that for us, Judge, if you would allow me to. I would tell her.
Okay, well, the time to do that was probably before this hearing started, in all honesty.
Understood, Your Honor.
Not kidnapping.
All right.
But Your Honor,
Ms. Stingley has her hand
The
up.
lawyer
Ms.
shit,
Wynn,
too.
This is not an evidentiary hearing, so typically we don't hear from a bunch of witnesses because these are short hearings. But I'm going to go ahead and unmute Ms. Stingley, or ask that she unmute.
Hi, Your Honor.
What is it that you want to tell me?
Well, yesterday, well, actually, I went to get my kids when it was my possession. I did not go get them when it wasn't my possession. The Friday I went to retrieve my kids, it was my possession to have my kids. And also, yesterday, I went down there to return the kids, and I sent him a message that I was there, and he didn't show up. So I tried multiple times to return her, and he never showed up. You can look in the app close app, and you can see all my dates, all my timestamp, everything.
Yeah, you're full of
And
shit.
Your Honor, he's been keeping my kids away from me since November. I have not seen my kids since November. He'll show up to the change place, and he will take off. And I have pictures and evidence of everything. He will show up, he won't give me my kids, he'll take off with them. So it's stuff he's been doing to me. And it's not just, I just went up there and took my kids. I went up there on the day I was supposed to have them because I knew he wasn't going to change them with me. And I got them on the day that I was court ordered to get them on, Your Honor. It wasn't like a day that wasn't mine.
You got one kid, but not the other?
Yes, I had both of them in my possession, but the father aggressively pushed me in the
Your Honor, I'm going to
kids.
object to if we're going to have a testimony.
And he grabbed the son from me. That's why.
All right.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I do want to offer, Your Honor,
hear anything more.
Your Honor, I want to point out that the current further temporary orders that were issued in this case, based on a hearing in September, they're filed in this case, show that I do not see that she has a possession on a Tuesday or a Monday, of which she was attempting to take possession of her son this week. She also does not have, it is ordered that she does not have any Thursday evening possession, but she has weekend possession. So while she might have been trying to take possession, I don't know if the weekend fell on a weekend or not, she does not have possession to go to the school and take possession of the children. The orders do not allow her to do that.
I understand, and I read the further temporary orders before this hearing. So Ms. Nguyen, it's apparent to me that your client either doesn't understand or doesn't care what the orders that are in place say. And so you need to have a serious discussion with her offline about the consequences of what can happen when she repeatedly refuses to follow court orders. And yes, I do mean serious consequences such as jail, paying
The
the other
fact that it's
side's
being allowed
attorney's
is
fees,
bullshit, Mayo.
and court fines.
They need to charge, no matter who it is, they need to charge them with kidnapping when they do this shit.
The next hearing,
It's
but
just
for
setting
today's
bad precedents
purposes,
all the fucking time with this bullshit.
Yep.
And this is why motherfucking fathers get mad, because no matter if the mother does it or the father does it, that's
so what are they gonna do? This is what, the third time now? And what are they gonna do? Don't do this again, lady.
If she said that the father shows up to bring the kids and then he leaves, does that mean that he shows up, sees that she's high or drunk or whatever the case may be, and leaves with the kids?
Probably. If the kid's coming back high as a fucking kite.
Yeah, that's so he doesn't want his
Because
kids.
those 40 fucking picograms?
And the kid tested? I don't understand why she's even allowed to have the kid after that.
That kid's like 10% fucking weed.
That's pathetic.
That kid spent the entire time with her smoking.
Yeah. All she do is smoke with him.
Yep.
And the kid probably don't even like weed.
And I know, Your Honor, that you.
Go ahead.
Oh, I don't know. It didn't say.
Go ahead.
No, Your Honor. And I know, Judge, that we're only before you on a writ, and I know there's no opportunity to have any kind of emergency relief that would help us at least alleviate the supervisor issue. I think if we had that, given that Ms. Gallagher, of course, you know, as giving her reasoning, but because we don't have a supervisor, if there's any way, Judge, if you could help us, and at least in that respect, and during the interim, if we could just have a new supervisor or new arrangements in place, Judge.
But
and then
did
that
you
way we
file
can get
for
the
that
back
shit?
before, you know, our next docket, whichever judge will be in
What
front
fucking
of Judge.
arrangement
But
you
in
gonna
the
have?
meanwhile, my client hasn't seen the kiddos since November, and even before that, she hadn't seen them for months. And this whole
She's
issue
got the
over
kid right now.
And,
Yes.
and
You'll
so
get
that,
He has a daughter right now. He
There's
has
going to
a
be
son.
a full-blown
and it's stinking
evidentiary
a
hearing
weed.
in a couple of weeks. Okay, that's your chance. But this is a short evidentiary hearing where what is brought before the court is that one of the children was exposed to excessive amounts of illegal substances under her care. I'm not going to give her any temporary possession in between now and that next hearing. That's a risk I'm not willing to take, especially given the repeated violations of court orders and the absconding with the child while not on her time of access and possession. And given the fact that this has happened
multiple times,
not just once, but 2 habeas petitions. So your client, you need to have a serious conversation with her. Okay. That's all I can say. I do not like to issue writs of attachment. I do not like to involve law enforcement officers in what should not be required. But when people cannot behave properly, and when people repeatedly fail to follow court orders, sometimes it's necessary. Your client has made it necessary for the court to enter this writ. So I'll grant the TRO. I will sign the writ of attachment.
Your Honor, can I ask, we do not have a current address for Ms. Stingley.
Yes, Miss Wynn, I need that, and I need it now on the record. Well, there's no record, but I need it now.
Yes,
Give
sir.
up that address, bitch.
I only have what I would have had in my file, but I guess she would have to be able to provide any new addresses if that's changed, but she's not told me their address has changed.
Okay, Miss Stingley, we need your address. You can unmute.
It's the address I always had. He done sent the police over here, so he knows where I stay.
I need the address.
We need, because we're sending the sheriff.
Just with you at the residence.
She's with me right now. You want to speak to her? She's up there playing with the kids.
No, I don't need to speak with her. I just need to confirm she's there. Thank you. Miss Wright, or Mr. Wright, did you get that address?
I did, and it was a little fast.
We sending the po-pos over there. Hey, LA, get your ass over there and pick that dog up. We know you back at work.
Send the drug dog to pick the kid up.
That's a fact. So he can get something.
Obviously, Your Honor, I appreciate it.
Get
You're
high.
executing the writ, and there's things between now and then. Obviously, if Ms. Stingley can return the child within the next hour and a half, that can avoid the issue of police officers coming to her residence. But obviously, being it's Friday, we're going to need that writ issued, and we're going to have to move forward with that. But we would love to avoid exposing the children to the police doing this.
Unnecessary police
Okay,
officer.
Miss Stingley, what is it?
No, you
Well,
can't
it's
say
actually
shit,
my
man.
position to have my kids right now, so I can't use my position of my kids right now
No, ma'am.
because they on spring break.
No,
It's my position.
No, ma'am. Get your high ass out of here.
No, you done stole them.
How's it going?
Uh-oh, police officers there.
I don't know which school district the children are in, Mr. Wright, or whether that statement.
I don't know. I mean, Your Honor, our position
They
is
got out of school yesterday for spring break, and I supposed to got them yesterday on spring break. That's what the court order said, and I was there at 6:30, and he did not show up, and I had the daughter with me at the exchange spot.
Your Honor, if I might, Ms. Stingley has taken possession of these children and has kept the daughter out of school to reward her for these are all evidentiary
My
matters.
daughter has a doctor's note to school, so she can take back to school. It's not I kept her out of school. She has a doctor's note.
Your Honor, I don't want to talk over her, obviously, but we certainly do not agree to the child being exposed to her and her environment any longer than she already has. It doesn't sound like she agrees to bring her over. So if you need to issue the writ and the police need to go get the child, that's fine. I was simply trying to offer an opportunity to not expose the children to the police intervention. But we certainly do not agree to the idea of allowing the child to stay with her any longer than she already has and what she's been exposed to. We can, I'm pulling up the address right now if we need to figure out where she's at. But
all right,
we certainly don't agree. What she wants the benefit of whatever the order says when she likes it, but then she wants to violate it however
But
she
y'all don't want
wants.
to follow the order either because he kept my kids from me. So it's okay if he do it, but it's a problem when I do it. I'm in court now because he kept my kids. If I would have never took my kids, we wouldn't be in court right now.
She doing a nigga thing. She doing a nigga thing.
That's a true statement. That's a true statement.
Yes.
If she had not taken the
Yes.
children when she did, we would not be here. That's right.
Yes,
They have not filed
time
anything.
to have my kids. It was my time.
All right.
It was my week.
Okay, I need y'all to not speak over each other. Miss
Weekend
Wynn,
ain't on
let
Tuesday.
me ask you a question.
It's not fair to my kids.
Okay, Miss Wynn, do you want the opportunity to confer with Mr. Wright about whether your client will agree to turn the child over today? Or should I go ahead and sign that writ and send law enforcement to
And the po-pos.
accomplish what should have already taken place?
Your Honor, any other situation, I would say give us an opportunity to confer, Judge, but given the history of this and the tension and all of that, I will just defer to what you think is best, Your Honor, because, and we're not saying best, but it is such a contentious thing. We were just there a few months ago and always something going on one way or another. But I understand that.
I'm so sorry.
Your Honor, and if I could, that's why I just stayed as quiet as I could, just allowing me to speak when I could, Judge, but I understand that you're going to issue this writ. It is given my client's spring break time. She hasn't seen her kids since November, Judge. I know that all of this has a lot of complexity to it, but we will do what you tell us to do, Judge.
Okay.
Your Honor, if I have one point,
Yes.
I've tried to pull up the address that she gave. It's coming up as a Zillow house that is completely empty and for sale.
Oh,
So
shit.
I just, all I can tell you is the address that 549
Probably
comes up as
squatting in a house.
an empty house
Tom.
on Zillow.
Yeah. Off the
All
mark.
right, Ms. Stingley, do you want to answer that question?
Because she's a liar.
A piece of letter mail that I have here. That's my address, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Bullshit. She lying.
That's
All
my
right,
address.
if you have something that
honestly-
shows the address,
I'm
that's
honestly telling. Yes, let me go find some.
It's
Your
gonna
Honor,
say
I just
current resident.
typed into
Watch.
Google.
It's gonna say current resident. Watch.
Mr. Boyke, I
Is
think,
it-
is in the gallery, Your Honor. He definitely can confirm the address that he sent the police officers to that just recently, and that they did a welfare check.
It's my address. Like, Killeen, Texas 76549.
Oh, she from Killeen. I
Did
know
you
she
get
a
that,
lying
counsel?
bitch
Oh
I
now.
did
yeah.
not.
Oh yeah. And he a
It was
soldier.
pretty fast. I mean, I saw 66.
It's spelled T.
That's the one that comes up on Zillow.
Okay.
So,
Well,
I mean, we'll deal with whatever we have to deal with, Your Honor. I'm just,
Can I
obviously,
bring my child? Because I don't want her exposed to no police. She already don't want to come back. So I definitely don't want to expose her to no police.
Well,
So I
get
will
your
bring
nigga
her.
ass out there.
okay.
Oh,
How
lying bitch.
quickly can you deliver the child?
I can have her there by 4 o'clock.
Okay.
I
What's
need
the
you there by
location,
3:30, ho.
Mr. Wright?
They're trying to take you from me, okay?
And she ain't at that address.
let's see.
Ma'am, it is against the rules
All right.
for you to
Did you hear what that bitch
discuss
just
an
said to her child?
No.
Yeah.
That unicorn is there because the child is right there. She
Yeah.
just looked at that child, and that child is small, and said,
They're
"He's
trying
trying
to
to
take
take
you away
take
from.
you from me."
Yep.
I hope that judge slams her for that shit, but she won't.
Nope.
Stupid bitch. Ugh.
Uh-oh, someone's angry. Someone's
I hate
angry on
this
her.
shit because this dad has worked so hard to fight for these kids, and it shouldn't be even an argument. That bitch shouldn't even be allowed to have that child in her residence after they did all those hair follicle tests. You know how much money those are? I guarantee
Yeah,
you,
the hair
Dad had to
follicle
pay
test
for it.
ain't cheap.
Dad would have had to pay for that. Courts don't do that.
Yeah.
That's friggin' horrible. All he wants is for his kids to be okay. And I can't believe that child right now is in that bitch's residence.
Well, she's picked her up from school, so.
But she wasn't supposed to, right?
No. She
Why weren't the
kidnapped
police
her.
there 10 minutes later?
Oh, yeah, she kidnapped
Exactly.
her.
Why weren't the police
Kidnapped
there
her.
10 minutes later? 10 minutes. Why did they have to have a court hearing to go pick up that child? That's stupid.
And I guarantee the reason she's agreed to take that child somewhere is because she ain't at the address she gave.
I guarantee.
That's why.
Yep.
And guess what? She ain't going to show for the pickup either.
No, of course not. Good. Ugh, it makes me sick.
To my stomach. To my
I
stomach.
don't want to keep my kids away from what y'all doing to them.
She needs to exit the room now.
Go. I'll talk to you later.
Oh my God.
I can have an address. I mean, let me, if I get with my client, I mean, I'd like for her not to go to his residence, so we can.
Yes, a public library.
Yeah.
Police station, fire station.
Bismarck, what's the nearest neutral
Police
location
station.
that we can meet at?
I can meet him at Georgetown Police Station.
Okay, that's fine. Georgetown Police Department. Let's see.
3:30, bitch.
Looks like 3500 DB Wood Drive in Georgetown.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you have
3500 DB Wood Drive 78628? I can put that in.
Okay.
I will email that to opposing counsel.
For sure.
Okay, and Ms. Stingley, you're representing to the court that you will deliver the child to
I
the
will
police
at
station
4:00.
by 4 o'clock. Okay, thank you for agreeing to do that.
She didn't say what day.
If you fail to do so, obviously the writ will be issued. Do you
It
understand
will
that?
not be no failure. Yes, ma'am. I understand. I will do it. I have no
Okay.
problem doing
But the
it.
temporary restraining order is
So-
being entered. So, Ms. Nguyen, you need to speak with your client about all of those provisions, okay?
So I can't see my kids?
And Mr. Wright, have you obtained the hearing date for the further hearing?
I believe so. I can confirm with my paralegal. I believe we put in the, pros order, I think it's the 22nd, which is 2 weeks from today.
Okay.
And I know that you instructed counsel, but I would ask the court if you wouldn't mind to instruct Ms. Stingley directly what the request order asks as far as staying 200 yards away from the school and the home and no access and possession until the 22nd.
Yes, those are the terms of the temporary restraining order, which will be signed by the court.
I'll rewind it back. Give me 10 seconds back. My bad.
Directly what the request order asks as far as staying 200 yards away from the school and the home and no access and possession until the 22nd.
Yes, those are the terms of the temporary restraining order, which will be signed by the court. Ms. Nguyen, you'll get a copy of that to share and explain to your client the conditions. She'll be able to, y'all will have your day in court on the 22nd. So be prepared with evidence and witnesses at that time. I don't have anything else for you.
Just for
Disappointing to
procedurally,
meet the parties under these conditions.
we agree, Your Honor. I hope that we won't have to contact, but obviously that if we don't hear anything by 4 o'clock, we'll be reaching back out to your staff.
Yes, just email Ms. Sear. The child is not delivered by 4 p.m. The writ will issue.
Okay.
The TRO will be signed regardless.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Seeing nothing else, you're excused from the virtual courtroom.
I'll bet that kid ain't but 10 years old.
Yeah, probably not even that. You can get on the mic, babe.
I don't think she was even that old by how short she was.
No, I'm talking about the boy.
Oh
that
yeah, probably
tested
not.
for the
I don't think
marijuana.
either kid is very old.
No, I think she gets him high to shut him up.
Or she gets high as fuck and can't fucking function.
She doesn't care, yeah.
Yeah, but those levels for a contact high
are crazy.
That just all that means
no
they
way.
was
No
in the same
fucking
fucking
way.
room.
No, sir. No, sir. Not those levels.
Those are really high levels.
Yeah. That's
Again,
direct ingestion, sir.
Not necessarily.
Or a hot box in a car.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, she probably lives in a fucking car. Most likely.
Man. Was that recent?
Yeah, that was.
I wonder if she showed up.
Yes,
Is there comments on the video?
Oh, what? Oh, I took it off. I'm sorry. There's not really comments on these things because.
Was that Meg's?
No.
A different person that sticks a whole dog on the screen?
Oh yeah, it was her. Yeah, it was her. You're right. You're right.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see if I can find an update. Hold on.
But these fucking hoes out here, hey, it's a win for the dudes. I ain't mad. Listen, he got a temporary writ in place. Yeah, I like to see these hoes get done in. Oh, dirty bitch.
Oh, I don't even know which one it is.
About time.
I would have they should have had the cops take that kid directly to a fucking follicle testing center.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was.
That was. I hate that so much.
Well,
And see, that's one thing that I think is
but
fucked up about a lot of states now having legal weed.
yeah.
Because
Well,
if that was in a
again,
legal weed state, the father couldn't do shit about it.
that's true. That's true. I'll give you that one. That's a true
You know what
statement.
I mean?
Yeah. But you know, it is what it is. Well, actually, they would be able to because simple fact is, well, the THC levels in a child should be still at 0.
Should be.
Yeah, at least
No.
at least 30. Yeah, hair follicle can be what? Actually, about 6 months, 7 months. But I don't know. We about to get up out of here. About to take these little brats to go hit some golf balls. We'll see you guys tonight, 8 o'clock. I don't know if y'all watched Leprechaun that we did, but we watched a lot of Leprechaun last night, and it's still stupid today.
Oh, I fell asleep and still now I can still say I have not watched Black Snake Moan because I don't know what happened. I don't know what was wrong with that girl. She was possessed or something by a snake. I don't know. I don't get it, and I still don't know. I fell asleep.
No, she wasn't moaning about a snake.
No, she was moaning about a snake.
Yeah, just everyone else's.
Oh my god.
And at the end, she fell in love with her boyfriend that she was supposed to be
The
with.
one that did he come back from the military?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's
And then,
nice.
and then old dude told him that he was a pussy and he believed he couldn't shoot him. All kind of stupid shit. It was a dumb movie. It was dumb.
Oh.
But you take your wins and your losses when you get them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, and I'm sorry, it had Christina Ricci's tits in it. That's a good movie to me.
Did she? Did her and old dude end up like being cool?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what. Oh man! All right, y'all. We'll see you guys tonight at 8 o'clock. I don't know. I don't have anything.
What are the
planned.
movies?
I don't. Well, we still have Leprechauns.
No.
And then, well, today it's St. Patty's Day.
I hate leprechauns anyway.
Well, it's St. Patty's Day. No one cares.
And I hate the way they sound. Ugh. No.
I want me gold. I want me gold.
Nobody thinks that's funny except you.
Hey, Ahmad, we're gonna be watching Leprechaun tonight. Leprechaun 2. We watched Leprechaun 1 last night. If you want to be a part of it.
He's talking to his brother on the game.
Yeah.
Oh, DJ Shane is in jail?
Yeah, DJ Shane's in
Okay,
jail.
how funny is that that's what we were talking about last night on the stream when we were saying how we were
Oh, is
talking
that
about
the one
different
that's
people.
turned into a man at night?
Yes, it turns into a stone cold dude when she does drugs, both, whatever. Like stone cold dude. Like clothing, the way she talks, everything.
And she be rapping too.
Yep, and I nicknamed her DJ Shane. Because I don't know what to do with that information. Like I'm just like dumbfounded. When it happens in front of me, I'm like, I don't understand.
See,
that's weird.
Us good white people, we used to just lock those up in the attic.
Yes, you just put them somewhere where nobody can see or hear them.
Yeah.
Now you leave DJ Shane alone. It's hard work being DJ out here in these streets.
I mean, Jesus, how long are you going to be a drunk and a druggie? Like, seriously. See, that is the prime example of what we just watched on this screen. That's the prime example. It's repeated over years that it's just okay. Lock her up. She gets back out. She does the same. There are little kids, and she does
And
the
the
same
kids
shit
see it as
over
normal.
and over. Yeah, they absolutely see, and they're young. Well,
oh, when I say she used to be drizzle drunk. Oh my Jesus, it was ridiculous.
Awful. Like you can't understand a word that comes out of her mouth, and she's got
underneath
all
the
the kids are young except for one, right?
Yeah, she's grown now.
And the one, I don't know what she does, but it's not great.
She's a bartender. Not bartender, bar hopper, bar person.
So she's a bottle girl.
Yeah.
Ugh. So going along the same path.
No, that wasn't even a path.
Kids at a very young age.
Hey, that wasn't even a path for the other ones. That wasn't even a path.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, man, it is what it is. You know, I got, you know, this
Kids
day and age,
deserve
females
better.
these days are different. You know, well, only person who can say which one deserves is God, and we don't know what God's saying, so we can't immediately say they deserve better just based off like some kids are assholes. They
Yeah,
don't
but
deserve
kids
shit.
don't
I'm
deserve to
fucking
be
with you.
born into that.
We don't
Like,
know that.
they don't
should. Why
know.
not?
They are generations of not knowing any better.
Well, that's
And it's
debatable.
just okay.
That's
All right.
debatable.
And you just slap down another generation.
There you have it.
3 of them. 3 generations so far. Because the next generation is still too young, but they're seeing it every day.
Yeah, that was my
every
last one,
night.
bro. I'll see you tomorrow. What tonight? All right, for sure.
You've got your Santa shirt on today.
Yeah, shivering me timbers.
That's not what it says.
Oh,
shiver me timbers, really?
Where's my gold?
Ugh. You don't even like gold.
I do like gold. I just can't afford it. I'm cheap.
Since when do you like anything gold?
No, I don't like gold on me. I don't like gold necklaces. That's just that.
Yeah.
But I do like gold because gold has
Yellow gold
value.
is ugly. Tony said child support. I don't know.
Maybe that's why I like gold, Tom. It's because I'm Irish. You think?
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I like
You
gold.
like
I
rainbows?
like gold bars. I like gold.
No, I do not like
bullion.
rainbows.
I like green though. I had to put the green on and the lights and everything because where's my gold? Oh, another pot of gold. But yeah, we'll see you guys tonight. I'm about to take these boys golfing for. I think they close at 7 or 6. Let me make
Probably
sure.
5.
Let me make sure. Yeah, you were probably right about that.
It's Sunday.
US 1 golf. There you go.
What time you starting tonight? What did you say that?
8
already?
o'clock. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock.
You usually start earlier on Sundays as well.
Well, yeah. I ain't trying to watch that many movies. I didn't get. Listen, I'm tired. I'm tired.
I can't imagine why.
Because I'm
stayed
black.
up.
I think it's your fault.
It is absolutely not. I took my ass to bed.
You didn't give me the red lights. Oh, they close at 7 tonight. Close at 7. You didn't give me the red light like you're supposed to, and that means, hey, it's time to end and close down shop and get your ass in bed. So I stayed up.
Alexa, turn on the red lights at noon or at midnight.
I can from the house, from our bedroom even, I can tell this one to change the color.
That's
and
what you've been doing. I don't know what
usually do it to him. But he would no, you were too embroiled in what you were doing to even care if I did that.
That's not true. I was getting tired.
Yeah, well, you weren't tired enough to be like, I'm tired.
Are you coming golfing or not?
What does that have to do with anything?
I'm asking you.
Is it because you're black?
No, I'm asking you a question.
That's some white people shit.
Are you going golfing or not?
I don't know yet. I mean, I can't.
Right. We'll be out here, guys. Y'all, you can't even swing a golf club, so it don't matter. I will see y'all guys tonight at 8 o'clock. Peace.